Salute to my peoples. Listen, by request, people said, bro, listen, the intro is too long, right? I mean, they say the customer is always right. In this case, the supporter is always right, right? What we had was...
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Salute to all of my TikToks. Salute to all of my... What? Hold on here. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed yesterday's show. I have not got to go back and really watch it yet, but I thoroughly enjoyed yesterday's show. I keep telling you guys, a lot of these times where we have these shows, of course it is about you, but I'm thoroughly, excuse me please, I'm thoroughly impressed with the information because I don't know about you. I don't know about you. When I started learning things, when I found out that you could, some people just love it, but some people have to train themselves. When I found out that you could read books, listen to me. And I'm going to say this right before we get to the show. Listen to me. Please listen to me. Whoever you admire. See, God gave us all different talents. He gave us all different gifts. And this is in the Bible. He says this, right? He gave us all different talents and all different gifts. If you ever wanted to be like Michael Jordan, but you weren't born like him, right? Do you people listen? And this is what they say when they say reading is fundamental. Reading is modern day magic. If you ever wanted to be like Michael Jordan, but God didn't give you his talents, if you read enough up on Michael Jordan and what he says that he did every day, if you read up, listen, it's modern day magic. You think that if you don't follow the things that Michael Jordan said that he did every day, they said he shot 1,000 free throws a day, you don't think you will begin to resemble him in some aspects? This is the power of reading. It will change who you are. Now, back to my point. When I found out, look, bro, get to the damn point. It's not a reader. Definitely not a reader. When I found out that you could not read a book or two, but you could devote an aspect of your life to reading, it changed a whole lot about me. I became someone who wanted information. When I started changing, I wanted more information. It was like magic. It was like magic. Bodybuilding. Think about bodybuilding. If you read and do enough study upon people who have a physique similar to the one that you want, you'll get there. And that's how it is with these shows. I do the research for these shows and we do the shows, but I don't often get the pure download benefit of these shows until sometimes after. Yesterday's show, I'm still standing on business. Yesterday's show was still the hottest show that we've done, probably in my opinion, ever. I haven't gotten to go back and watch it in its totality, but I think it's important for us to know. Some of us have white friends, right? And this is not what the topic of today's show is, but some of us have white friends, and some of us seek to befriend other white people, things of that nature. That's fine. I think it was beyond important for us to understand you will never be loved by white America. Never. There was about a 4 to 5 minute interval where I asked everyone, on 3 different panels, I asked everyone, give me any examples of your choosing where America has ever showed you as a black person that it loves you, that it wants you to live a life of peace, and that it has your back and will protect you. For about 4 or 5 minutes, no one could name anything on 3 platforms, right? I think it's important for us to know who we are and how people view us, because we can proceed on after that. We can proceed on after that. It doesn't mean you have to hate white people. It just means you know how to move. I'm going to say something else before we get started with the show. Topic of today's show: Anton Daniels almost gets beat up, right? I think it was pivotal for you guys to hear it said out loud, because it's a very apparent that you haven't been told this in a long time and that you haven't walked in it in a long time. Do you guys know how okay it is to be proud to be black? Everybody else practically worships you, except for you. You are amazing. The world knows it. Charlie Kirk used to say, African Americans are only 13% of the population, yet they commit X amount of the crime, right? Let's reverse engineer that. I want all of you to understand how great you are. I'm about to start this show right now, but before I do, I want all of you to know right now how great you are. Listen to me when I say this. This is monumental. Listen to me when I say this. Charlie Kirk said you are only 13% of the population, yet you commit most of the crime. Fine. Let's reverse engineer that. People, you are only 13% of this country. Yet the entire world talks about you. The entire world cannot get you out of their head. You are the most influential group of people on the entire planet. We do some bull crap. We have some dysfunction in us, but I want you to know what your potential is. You are 13% of America's population, and you are the most talked about. You are the most culturally influential people on planet Earth. Those of you who don't believe me, get on Google right now and look it up. You're powerful. If you started walking in more of your power, if you started exercising better positive traits, look what you would be. Listen, people say this. Why can't they get it together and this and this and that? I'm going to tell you something that you don't know and you've never thought about. Did you know that white America doesn't want us to get it together? Did you know that? Because if African Americans started to elevate and started to walk in the light that we've always had in us, then who would they blame for the bullshit that's taking place in America? Who would they blame for the bullshit that they're doing? Right?
Say good night to the bad guy.
People need us to be the bad guy. We are America's scapegoat, which is why Charlie Kirk was shot by a white man and they sought to take their anger of it out on black people. People need us to be a scapegoat because of how great we are. I don't want you to ever stop knowing how amazing you are. I swear on everything, all of the evidence is out there about how great you are. People can't get you out of their heads. You're only 13% of the population, yet people are always talking about you. You're only 13% of the population, yet when they have more crimes taking place in their communities, they have to be talking about you. It's because you are a signature group of people. You are a signature group of people. People see our cookouts and they just look so swagged out, so flavored out. They look so signature. Nobody else has that. I think the Latino community is the only other community that comes close. If we did get our act completely together, it would piss white America off. Because look in the white community. They don't have anything that draws us near it that we want to go. Hey, let's go to their cookout. Hey, let's go to the skating rink with them. They don't have anything. They don't have a culture. And that's why we are so desperately needed. It's why we are so desperately needed. We bring the seasoning to the meal. It's who we are. Listen what the Bible says. Ye are the salt of the earth. What does salt do? We are the flavor of this M effort. I don't want you guys to ever forget how precious you are. You are the chosen children of the Lord our God Jehovah. Everybody knows it. We've been tricked into being ashamed to say it. We've been tricked into being ashamed to be black when other people who aren't black appear to desire to be black. They know who you are so bad that they want to be it. There's white men that are trying to brush waves in their hair and sag their pants and wear their jeans the way we do. Listen, don't you ever let anybody convince you that you are not the focal point of earth, because you are. Right? I want you guys to start standing on that. Start looking in the mirror. Start saying it out loud. Everybody else knows it. Why is it so wrong for you to know it? Let's go, people. Shout out to all of my people over here on YouTube, setting it off. K up in this situation. You already know. Bring that fire, Mr. Prince. You already know what it is. You already know it. Listen, Holy Ghost done got on my top so long, we had to cut the intros down to 5 minutes, right? Holy Ghost was like, bro, what you doing, bro? Shout out to DJ up in this situation. We are the world. You know we are the world. Children of Israel, you better know it. We are the magic. I swear we are. Yes, we are the salt of the earth. We had empires when we were in caves. Yes. Listen, my people over here standing on business. My people over here standing on business. But look, I want us to dig into something. Listen, some people were telling me, in my head, I was saying it seems as though politics or something like that has changed Anton Daniels. And there were people telling me, no, bro, he's been like that. You just never knew him. Because I was somewhat in support of how he used to move. Now, this was about 3 years ago when I caught him on the Peef Network, right? And his content was similar to mine. It seemed to be promoting the betterment of the black community, holding us accountable and things of that nature. A man who has done well for himself, you know. So that's always a plus, you know. Someone to look to know that you can pull off. I think he was worth about 10 million back then. I'm not sure, but that's what he was saying, right? I mean, that's what a decamillionaire is. And I know a few times that he had said that he was a decamillionaire, and that was a few years ago, right? Hey, Holy Ghost be standing on business for real. Listen, it's difficult sometimes for me to hold some of these conversations because I know some people may not know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we are under the curse. It's why we can't break out of it. It's why we know that if we had our own NBA team, we would dominate. It's why we know if we had our own NFL team, we would dominate. If we had our own record label, who could stand next to us? If we had our own social media. So one would say, why don't you guys build that? We are bound right now. We are bound. The things that seem simple to you, I believe a curse has us bound. Almost like if we know we need to get up and go use the bathroom right now, but we don't. One would say, get up and go use the restroom. There's something keeping us from getting up and going to use the restroom. And I believe, like Holy Ghost said, the scriptures tell us that we are bound by a curse for 400 years, right? The things that do you know how many white people and people of other races have been like, why don't they do blah, blah, blah? Why don't they have their own NBA? No one could stop them. You have valid questions. And only thing that I can say is, I got to go with Holy Ghost. Like, listen, Shannon said Anton been like that. See, I didn't want to believe that. I did not want to believe that because I like to see the good in black people, right? I'm about to show you guys something. Yeah, it was prophecy. Day one, no doubt about it. That's why I love this show. Because I know that people are always usually up here hearing things that they never heard before. In the black community, we are the most religious people, yet we only have the elementary fundamentals of the Bible memorized because of grandma. For God so loved the world right? And that's why some of us like Holy Ghost, and I'm sure some other ones down there. That's why when we got introduced to the scriptures, we dug into it, because we're like, hold on, Granny never told me about this. This too? Granny never said this. This too? And you just like consuming. You just consuming. Like, why aren't people talking about these things, right? So but listen, we're gonna get into the show. You guys know me. I pride myself in attempting to be the most partial man on the impartial man on the internet. I don't desire to be right. I desire to have the right information. And like I said, for quite some time, I had a lot of respect for Anton Daniels, but I reached out to him about 3 weeks ago, something like 3 weeks ago, because I saw a cool clip of his. And I told him, I said, I emailed him, I said, hey man, I like blah, 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 what you did. That was on point. Next time you have a panel, man, let me know, man. I'd like to come up, you know what I mean, and chop it up with you guys. And it's like when I sent that email, floodgates of lots of his content started coming across my timeline, and it didn't seem like the Anton I had respect for. It did not. I'm like, what's going on? But you see, even down here right now, people had told me this, but you see, even right down here right now, even Shannon said, Anton been like that. Maybe I guess I didn't know. But listen, with no further ado, let's get to the show, people. Let's get to the show. What is that? Okay, I like that. Give me a second, people. See, that's another thing. I am an addict when it comes to checking out new things. I'm all about that life. But let's go anyway.
Is that what you're saying?
What's going on?
Yeah, you tell me.
About what? I just pulled you up on the panel. I'm letting you say what you got to say.
Nah, you go first, cause I don't want to be interrupted.
I just went first. I just talked for a whole hour plus.
I ain't hear nothing, so make me.
I don't have to substantiate my. If you got something you want to say, cause I'm pulling you up on the platform to say what you want to say. If you got something to say it right now.
Jack ready.
You really not gonna listen. You wasn't controlling it. I played nice. I played nice on Lapeef, but you definitely ain't controlling nothing over here. So if I'm hold on, wait.
Listen, Shannon said what? You didn't know about Anton? I thought I did. But I was always busy because I'm running my own podcast, right? So I didn't get to really consume his content. I would check them out with Lapeef Network, and I would see, Kevin Samuels was cool with him, right? I think he probably booked Kevin Samuels a couple of times. And 2-3 years ago, he just seemed more reserved. He still had some arrogance about him, but I had never really seen him, I don't know, but let's go.
If you gonna pull up on my platform, either we gonna have a conversation or we can just remove this, because I'm giving you the opportunity to say whatever you want to say. I'm not censoring you, but you're not gonna control what's happening over here.
Finished? I'm not trying to do that. That's what you tried to do last night. So I'm gonna pick up from what I said last night. First of all, I never attacked you personally. I attacked your argument, and I did it directly. As soon as you opened your mouth, the first thing you said to me was, "Oh, I'm gonna son you, and I'm gonna do all of this." And then when I interject, you said, "I agree with your point." I agree with an aspect of your point. You said, "Who is him?" And I said, "Bruh, I do agree with that aspect," but I didn't cut you off. All I said was, I agree with the point about you have to be that type of person. Now, how you describe that type of person, I didn't agree with. And as soon as I said that, you went into you had a whole hissy fit, and you started talking about who you are, how big you are in this space, and how you're the king. All of that stuff was unnecessary and irrelevant. All I did was attack your argument. You attacked me as a person. You try to put yourself.
I'm only going to pause
in a
this
state
once
like
to address a couple of questions. I'm only going to pause this once. Shannon said what he said that you disagree with. The things that have been coming across my timeline, it's been very, very strong right-leaning commentary. You know, like some of the things where people want to sweep under the rugs what has happened to black people and tell black people stop using the victim mentality, and all of that stuff was back in the past. And like it ought to, in my opinion, people who I have seen, who I've had respect for, who I have seen get really grounded and wrapped up in politics, they change, right? And I feel what I get, and the only way I can explain this is what I get from Anton Daniels now when I see him, it just seems like Fox News-ish, right? People who want to say that black people need to do better and stop harping on history and well, you can't say that. You can't say that because we would have been, listen, our families would have turned out better. Had we come from communities, we wouldn't even have all of this that we have right now. All of this dysfunction that you see in the African-American community, people say, and we said it on the show yesterday, Charlie Kirk used to say, why haven't blacks recouped from all of the evils and atrocities that were performed against them? Well, we were doing it. You recoup by building communities. You recoup by building your own banks. You recoup by building your own grocery stores. You recoup by building your own homes and owning them. But every time we did that, a group of white people would come after us and burn the whole town down and slaughter people. So you cannot remove that from our current condition. You can't. It's impossible, because had those things not have happened, we would have generational wealth by now. Generational wealth, the key component to generational wealth is home ownership. Now, when you have to rely on a banking system of people who, let's be honest, hate you, it's going to be quite difficult for you to amass generational wealth because your interest rates and things like that, your home loan approvals are going to go down. So that affected us. I can't even believe that there's one person on the entire planet who won't attribute that to why we're where we're at right now. That's crazy. And then listen, listen, a lot of you don't know this. That didn't happen. You guys, I hear a lot of you guys talk about Black Wall Street. And every time I hear it, I'm like, it's kind of cute to me. Because it seems that that's all that black people know about is, Rosewood. Most people know about Black Wall Street, but above average person knows about Black Wall Street and Rosewood. Black Wall Street happened about 50 times where black people would go off and try to rebuild and establish communities, and groups of white people would follow them and torch the whole city. How the hell can you advance as a people like that? You can't. And the reason we know that it was impactful in our current, where we're at today, is because look where we're at today. The things that we were trying to build then, we don't have. So I don't know. When I hear people talking like that, I attribute it, this is my personal belief, I attribute it to how difficult, how unpleasant, and how painful it is to be black in America. I believe that certain people have a threshold, and opposed to going through what other regular black people go through, of how difficult it is to be black in America, how unpleasant it is to be black in America, how painful it is to be black in America. Some people opt out of that experience and they attempt to do things or be what they think white society would be more pleased with, so that they don't have to go through the turbulence associated with being black in America. What's his name? Officer Tatum, right? Officer Tatum. Like, if you listen to that latest clip that he did, do I have it on here? I'm not going to turn this show into that. But if you listen to that clip that Officer Tatum, when he was upset about not being invited to Turning Point, he said, I didn't get invited. I'm one of the biggest Christians, like, it sounds like in my personal opinion, it sounds like his drive and ambition in being the best Christian that he could be was in order to impress Charlie Kirk and those people. Like, if you listen to how he said it, I'm not going to play it, but yeah, that's... All right, Shannon, I ain't going to go back and forth with you, my guy. You know what? They had a clip on here. They said, regardless what you say, some people don't have it in them to even, if you make a point, they're not going to accept it. So that's why. Let's get back to the show.
And you're not. When I say you're not him, I meant that. When I say somebody is him, that means this. That means I look the way a man wants to look. That means I speak the way a man wants to speak. That means I have a wardrobe a man might want. That means I may have items a man might want. That means everything about my life, when men look at me and say I want to be him, I don't think you're that person. Now, do I think you have a lot to give as far as financial advice? Of course. You seem to be somebody that's very well off economically. But that doesn't mean you're the end all be all on what manhood is. That doesn't mean you're the end all be all on how to carry yourself. Nothing about you says a man needs to be like me. I'm not going to even say that about myself. But you
just
carry
did.
yourself and you can't.
You literally just
No,
did.
I didn't say that. I didn't say I'm that guy. I said
you literally just did.
I said I'm that guy.
Listen. Right now, you just giving your opinion on how you feel about yourself, and I'm glad that you feel good about yourself.
Never said I was I never talked about myself.
I literally just let you state your piece. You gonna let me respond?
I'm not finished talking though.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Similar to how we did last night, but we gonna get there. We gonna get there.
I never said I was that guy. I'll explain how you're not that guy. I never said I was that guy. I never said I was that dude or nothing like that. I never said that, and you can never quote me on me saying, yo, I'm that dude. I never said that, and I never will say that.
ACN.
But you said you was that dude. And the only reason that you're saying that you're that dude is because you have a couple dollars, and that's great, bro. We all need successful people to admire. We need people to look up to financially, but that's it. That's where it goes. Like I said, everything about you does not reek I'm that guy. And for you to speak to people that way is disrespectful. And you put yourself and you try to put yourself in the echelon like you're over people. I never attacked you personally. I attacked your argument. You call me a feminine man, which is like calling me a bitch.
And I'm going to say this. I don't know this brother's name. Respect to him. Listen, I think all men, and I'm talking about real men on all three of these platforms, know when you call men feminine men, that thing can go left fast, right? I think it's very equal to calling somebody a bitch. You know what I mean? You guys are going to see you're going to see what the brother's talking about, right? I was always warned about that. Like, I come from a huge family. It was kind of an aggressive family or whatever, but my cousins, they used to always put it in us. You know what I mean? Hey, don't call no man no. You know what I mean? I had one cousin that he just didn't play name calling, period. You know what I mean? But I'm going to let you see where it goes.
And then you start talking extra crazy later on. So what I'm saying is, if you want to talk that crazy, let's get in a place where it's me there, it's you there. You could bring Lapeef. You could bring Lapeef or whatever you want to do, and we can have this conversation in person. That's not me saying I'm going to punch on you or none of that. But I'm not going to talk disrespectful to nobody, online or off. But the words you was using, I don't care who you got on your team. I don't care who you think you could call up. You will never talk to me like that if we was in front of each other. You won't do that. So for you to get all flex on me,
let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Anton is fin to address what the brother just said. Now, here's the part that I agree with. My family has always had money, right? We were really, really raised different. I don't think that there's ever been a snooty person in my family. Like, we were more like, test your manhood, you know. I'm not saying that is how men should move, but an aspect I am. I have told you guys over and over again, I believe men should have been in at least 2 to 3 fist fights growing up. There are certain characteristics that men need. Men are relied upon to do hella things throughout society. So there are things that we need to go through in order to sharpen the skill sets that come with us as being men, right? My personal opinion, when the brother was like, I don't think that if I was in person of you, you would have said those things to me. This is me. I come from a family of money getters, but we moved by our reputations. I am more impressed with what you see when a man is stripped of his resources. That's what always impresses me. I'm impressed with that. That right there defines a man, because in my personal opinion, I've seen busters get money. Not Anton. I'm talking about people where I'm from or other people that I've encountered, right? And they were different people. They were different people than when they were broke. Completely different people. Now, most of us are or whatever, but it shouldn't be dramatic. It shouldn't be dramatic. If you won't really take no SHIT when you have money, you shouldn't be the type who will take it when you don't have money, right? I believe the sum of an individual is what you see when he's going through it and when he doesn't have resources. That's my personal belief.
All right, so the first thing that you did that you don't want to acknowledge is that I extended respect to you when you told me not to interrupt you and let you finish a sentence, just like I just did right now. And then when I started talking, you interrupted the minute that I said that you was using word salad. That's all I said, was that you was using word salad. I ain't disrespect you. I ain't say nothing negative to you. I ain't call you out your name. I hadn't even said that I was gonna son you yet. All I said was you was using word salad, and I literally just played the video for the people, and then you start cutting me off and interrupting me, and you wouldn't even let me speak.
Can I make one small interjection? I'm gonna let you go. I just want to make one small interjection like I did last night, and I'm gonna let you go. When I interrupted you, brother, you said you're using word salad, and you also said you agree with me. And I interjected and said I agreed with an aspect
you
of what
can't
you said.
ask somebody to let them finish because you don't even know the additional context that I was given. You can't ask somebody to let you finish. I let you finish because I wanted to interject on you and actually add additional context, but I let you finish.
But did you hear what I just said?
And look at you. You can't even let me finish this. You just said that you was done and you was going to let me say my piece. You ain't even letting me talk on my own panel.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Do you understand that you got a problem learning how to communicate effectively and you don't do the thing that you asked for? Do you understand that you got a problem communicating and you don't extend the same grace that you ask other people to do? That was the foundation of the problem of why it jumped off yesterday in the first place. You asked for respect. I gave it to you because you asked.
And I'm going to say this too. In all fairness, this appears to be a spillover from a prior interaction between the two of them. I don't have the context of what the prior spillover was, but Anton keeps reference. I think they were on a live together or something like that, and something kind of, some type of disagreement happened. But I think that there's a lot of information to be found in this particular clip right here.
And then I asked you for the same grace, and you couldn't keep your mouth closed for 5 seconds to let me give the additional context of what you just admitted that you agreed with a portion of what I was saying.
Hey, dollar.
I don't understand why that's such a difficult thing to do. The second thing is, once it popped off, then you start revealing your hand. I seen you on my Instagram story, bro. You watched my Instagram
Holy Ghost,
stories.
that's what I said.
You already had said that you had watched my videos and you watched my content. You brought up money. You wasn't on my Instagram story? Because I can pull it up right now.
I don't even follow you. I probably checked it out today to see what you're talking about. I don't follow you, bro.
So did you watch my Instagram story or not?
I don't recall.
Okay, listen, we had a cousin that did that. He got accused of sleeping with another close friend's woman some years ago, and we approached him about it. He said, I don't know, I don't recall. Now this is where I think dude was being. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not a big part of the clip or whatever. But when people say, when Anton asked him, "Did you watch my story?" He said, I don't know. Nigga, yeah, you do.
You're not even moving with integrity, bro. How you gonna say you probably checked it out? You don't know who Instagram stories? So wait. You don't hold on.
Nigga, yeah, you do recall. Nigga. You know whether or not you into that man's storyline.
Wait, think about this. You don't follow me, but you don't know if you check my.
Listen, this is real stuff. One of my cousins got accused of, some years ago, messing with a close friend of ours, ex-wife or whatever. It came up like 9 months ago, and we asked him about it. I don't remember. You don't remember if you jumped up and down on top of that man's wife? So yeah, this probably has not a lot to do with the issue at hand, but I think dude should have just came on out and been like, yeah, I seen your storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Story, because in order to check my story, you got to search me up. Because you don't follow me, it automatically don't play on your timeline. You don't know if you check my Instagram story or not?
Bruh, I probably checked something because you was talking to somebody I'm familiar with, but I don't follow you, dog. But that's besides the point. Just keep making your point.
This ain't even a conversation in integrity. You not even coming into this shit honest, bro. You not even being real.
I'm not a follower of you, bro.
You not even being real. You check my shit, bro.
Do I follow your page?
Did you check my shit? Did you check my shit?
Perhaps, maybe one day, but I don't follow you, bro. I don't recall checking you out. I'm not a constant follower of Anton Daniels, bro. But that's besides the point.
You do know it shows who checked your shit, right?
Bro, if I did, maybe a day or two, maybe once or twice, maybe. But I'm not a follower of you. If I looked you up, it's because I was talking to somebody that I'm a friend with. But stick to the topic. Make your point.
I'm sticking to the topic. I'm substantiating my argument all the way across.
But let's get for real. Let's get to the part that matters, though.
Check my shit. Then you brought up money, which isn't even a part of the conversation. You keep bringing up money, which basically tell me that you feel a certain type of way about the fact that I got money. Now, I'm not even gonna mention you with regard to money because I don't know what you got.
I love brothers making money.
It don't mean shit to me because this ain't a money fight. I never brought up money in the conversation yesterday, but you doing the same thing you did yesterday. You did it today. You brought up money, so it must trigger you, and it feel a certain type of way.
But I'm going to say this in fairness. The more you guys watch this clip, the brother on the right, I'm not talking about Anton. The brother on the right, listen, some of us are on here, we come from the streets. The brother, I can tell he's a stand-up individual. I know he is. I know he's a stand-up individual. Watch how he holds himself. He probably moves in integrity in the street. You can just tell by his conversation. Watch and see.
Third thing is you mention who it is that I lay next to every night. That's a problem. It's one thing to keep it on me. It's one thing to keep it on me. It's another thing to mention the person that I lay next to every night. You don't think that that's a problem?
Bruh, when you start talking crazy, you open the door for people talking crazy. That's why you need to watch.
So it ain't me and you now. You gonna attack my family?
Like I said, when you start talking crazy and calling me a feminine man, which is like calling me a bitch, then you open the door for people to analyze you. Like I said, your whole lifestyle as far as how you look, because you said I'm him. When you talk,
I am him.
People, you him.
Listen, I'm him in every sense of the. I think you. I don't think you him. I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. I went through your shit. You dusty as fuck. You broke as fuck according to what your shit look like. You not even remotely the type of dude that would even be able to get into the same doors as me, nigga. We different. I'm on a whole nother stratosphere. I am the personification of what the black community is supposed to be in every single state and every single facet of the word. My daughter is straight. My wife is straight. I ain't never been to jail. I ain't on no dumb shit. And I already know that a nigga is broke when they start talking about fighting. That's what a nigga resort to when they ain't got no other options. Niggas start fighting as...
Listen, y'all keep on saying Illa. Is that their brother's name, Illa? I'm going to have to go back and check out this original conversation.
though niggas is fighting at 40 years old and older. Ain't nobody taking them empty ass threats. You can fly here if you want to, bro. I'm not the one. I ain't never been that one. So however you feel about me personally, I'm gonna let you sit with that because you know me and you ain't the same. I'm 10 times better than you. But if you just want to substantiate yourself or you want to start having a conversation.
I'm gonna say this. Anton said he is what we are supposed to. He is in paraphrasing, he said he is the epitome of what's supposed to be taking place in the black community. None of my guys. I think I'm numbered, let me see. I'm second to the last financially in my circle. Second to the last. The top two who have the most financial assets never talk like that. Never, ever, ever, ever. I can't. When I used to watch Lapeef Network, what I'm hearing at Anton right now, nobody could have convinced me that when I was watching Anton, probably 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago on Lapeef Network, nobody would have convinced me that he would talk to somebody like this. Right? Because to me, he seemed more reserved, but we don't get anywhere chopping each other up like that. It seems like something's missing. It seems like that previous conversation that they had, there's a part of me that says that it wasn't that bad, but with all of this energy right here, it had to be badder than, because you know what I mean? Like, I've never saw this side of Anton, and this is an older clip too. I've never saw Anton move like this. Like, you dusty as fuck. I've never saw Anton move like that. I don't think none of us should be moving like that. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, philosophical. Okay. Get a point of view, said Stacy Prince. Is it open season on wives and families, or is it kind of sussy asking for hood clarification? I'm going to be honest with you. See, I wish I had any type of context of what that previous conversation was like. I'll just do it like this. If Anton, now he called him feminine apparently, which it's not bitch, but you know, I get what dude's saying. I don't think it's that far, because you can do something that makes somebody say, bro, that was feminine energy. And that's not the same as calling him a bitch. But to answer your question, brother, I believe this. Let's say that the conversation took place like this, and Anton's like, oh, bitch ass nigga. I probably still wouldn't bring his family into it, because me, myself, I'm a very creative individual. I know a multitude of ways that I could dissect Anton without having to bring his daughter in it, without having to bring his wife in it. But if it kept escalating, I'm very creative. If I know some pictures of his wife or something like that, right? I do believe once disrespect is engaged, you can't tell somebody else how far to go. Me, myself, I don't have to bring somebody else's wife or child into it, because I can get pretty creative. You know what I mean? I have a nigga in the bathroom turning up a bottle of pills in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So,
about how you was disrespectful and then I disrespected you also, we can get to that. You ain't gotta like me, but at the same time, I can respect you if you gonna be honest about who you are and how it is that you fucking operating. But if you gonna sit here and say that you ain't looked at my shit, if you gonna say that you ain't,
I think Anton is harping on, I got a good point on you and I'm gonna drive it, because to be honest, okay, he looked at your story. It has nothing to do with the core of what's going on. So I think right now he driving it home. I caught you in a lie, but I want him to get to the core of the issue, because looking at the storyline, that's just a gotcha moment. That's not got nothing to do with the main focal point of this altercation.
mention my family and that you could just go through and start disrespecting.
Does anybody know what he said about Anton's family? Mention his family. Yeah, it's not on this clip. You know, I'd have to know to what extent he brought dude's family up. But I do believe everything is fair and game. Once war is initiated, I think everything is fair and game. You know, like, I'm not even gonna say that.
Expecting shit. When you feel a certain type of way, that's a whole nother ball game. So we can play it however you want to play it, big dog.
I'll say it like this. I believe that if a man, this is hypothetically, I'm just trying to answer the question. I believe that if a man, my kids are older, if a man does something bad, fatal to one of my older children, I believe that their 6 and 7-year-old kids aren't off limits. So I hope that answers your question. I just believe like that. You know what I mean?
I'm not the type of nigga that's just gonna walk away either.
Okay, you finished talking? Because you do a lot of talking. It's easy to talk crazy on the internet. But like, right, that's cool. But all I'm saying
I'm not fucking Queen Sheba. I'm not her.
Bruh, I'm not either. All right,
okay, then act like it and talk to me like a man.
Tamika, you know what I'm saying?
Page and nigga, you don't know nothing about me.
Call it what you want, nigga.
I live in a brother. You can call whatever you fuck. Ain't nothing dusty about nothing.
Yeah,
on my
you
page.
are, nigga. You dusty as fuck.
Ain't nothing dusty.
No. You wanted that smoke. You came up here. Listen, I thought we was gonna have a conversation. I thought we was gonna have a conversation.
Bro, you started name calling.
I thought we was gonna have a conversation about squashing the shit. I thought we was gonna have a conversation about squashing the shit.
I never called you no names.
You did, nigga. The first thing you said up here is,
listen, somebody said you're a sad dude to put that out there. You're a sad dude to put that out there. You know what's, and his profile says pro-black designs. You know what's sick about African-American people? We continue to try to play by the rules when everyone else has booby traps set all around the board. If we don't get the hell away from that mindset, it's why we're where we're at. See, no other demographic of people move like that. White people definitely don't move like that. They definitely don't move like that. They get diabolical. And in my personal opinion, I don't really think they're doing anything wrong. If it's war, it's war. Look at the United States military. They're dropping bombs on kids. They're dropping bombs on kids. And that's why they were the most feared country in the world. And in a lot of cases, I prefer fear over respect. See, people can fake respect, but now fear will keep somebody in line. Fear will keep people in line. And it is black people, we are some of the most forgiving people. Listen. You know what America knows? America knows they can do 5 more Trayvons. Listen to me. We all know in the black community today, there can be 5 more, what's the name? The 12-year-old that the police popped. Somebody tell me. 5 more of them. 5 more Trayvon Martins, 5 more Laquan McDonalds, who they popped up, I think, 28 times when he was 20 feet away from all of the cops. And guess what they know? They know black people will march. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Take out 3 white kids in America today and see what happens to the black community. See, Tamir Rice, yeah. Touch 3 white kids in different locations today and see what goes down. See, that's the talk of the weak blacks, what I call them, the weak blacks. How long do we ask people to stop? Please stop being violent towards us. Hey, brother, that's you. You stick to that. We on something different over here. I rock with Malcolm X, not Martin. Yeah, Tamir Rice. Hey, you hear what Holy Ghost said? Respect can get you KIL'd. Fear keeps people in check. Look how they've had us for decades. You'll walk in a bank and see a man with an 80-year-old man with the uniform on. But because the fear that they have instilled in us, based on looking at that uniform, people won't try it. We know we can push the 80-year-old man down. But what they have programmed us to believe is if you disrespect anybody who has that uniform on, you know what time it is. And we the only people who ain't caught on yet. Shout out to John over here rocking with the show, supporting us with the Cash App. My brother. I believe this. I believe that, yeah, I agree with that, Andre. I agree with that. I also believe, I'm going to get back to the focal point of the show, but I also believe that, we got to respect Malcolm because he knew if he kept doing what he was doing, he was going to definitely lose his life. It takes a great man to walk towards his DEATH in the name of something he believes in, right? But we were never supposed to integrate. That was the biggest mistake of the black community. We were never supposed to integrate. If we hadn't have integrated, we would have been forced to build our own hospitals, forced to build our own grocery stores, forced to build our own networks, forced to build. And by now we would have some things. Well, not really, because they would have came behind us and burnt it up. But you see my point.
What did I call you?
The first thing you said is, you not him, you not this, you not that.
That's not
so
calling
then
you a
so
bitch
then
or dirty.
that, you know what
him.
you know what it is? You not used to a
According
nigga. You not used to a nigga matching your energy. You not used to a nigga that's superior to you. You not used to a nigga that's superior than you. You not used to a nigga that's superior to you. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. You have no control over nothing.
I get that.
You got no control over nothing.
Cool.
You used to dealing with niggas.
Somebody, Otto said, what's the problem with Anton? I don't necessarily dislike Anton. I think some people say he's not changed. Some people say that's who he has been. I just didn't really know him personally. Me and my guys have just never moved like this. Like I don't know. He's got some strong. And see, I think I was caught off guard. I think that's what has a lot to do with this too. Because I had my own personal view. Like, he doesn't have to live up to my expectations of him. But back when I was watching Lapeef Network probably 2.5 years ago, I kind of thought Anton was, a little smoother and, a little more humble. You know what I mean? When I would observe him, of course, he would interrupt sometimes, but I would catch him. He seemed like he would sit back, reserve, let people get their shots off. Then, you know what I mean? But now I see he's really going off. I've been seeing lately on his clips. I take up a great issue with black people trying to force black people to respect Charlie Kirk. That's crazy to me. I don't know what's behind that. And getting very, very offended when you see other people say F Charlie Kirk. I saw about 3 of his clips like that. And he was clearly upset about it. He had, like how you guys see me in the overlay in the screen down below. He had that, and he was kind of tripping on, was it a man or a woman who had, if I don't want to misquote, but I think it was something regarding Charlie Kirk being disrespectful. What if they want to be disrespectful towards Charlie Kirk? I think that's crazy. I don't really understand. I just think that I won't be able to wrap my head around that unless somebody can come up here right now and show me some valid points where I should be in respect of Charlie Kirk, and I'll even let somebody come up. I have my own information to substantiate. I do not respect Charlie Kirk in the least because he was a grifter. Andrew Tate's doing it right now. For those of you who don't know what a grifter is, it is when you race bait to gain some type of economical or political gain. Andrew Tate's doing it now. Like, I just believe that Charlie Kirk was smarter than to be misquoting all those stats he was misquoting. I challenge any of you, go to any of Charlie Kirk's clips, and then the stats that you hear him quote, look them up. A lot of his stats was bad information. We've done shows on it. So in my opinion, I had to say, he's doing this on purpose. He gotta be, because I know he's intelligent, reads upwards of 100 books a year. Even when he said that George Zimmerman was justified in taking Trayvon Martin's life because Trayvon Martin hunted him down at night. We did a show where we played the 911 call. He didn't hunt him down. He was trying to leave from him. They asked George Zimmerman, are you following him right now? He said, yes. He said, the police said, don't do that. We'll handle that. And so, I don't think black people, if they want to disrespect him, I don't get it. We don't stick up for our falling heroes. I just will never understand it. I'd like to go to some of these people's pages and see if they have any high-level regard or commemoration to Malcolm X like that on their page, like that they're doing of Charlie Kirk. Like, I saw a couple of clips where Anton was really pissed off because some black people were saying negative things about Charlie Kirk, and I don't get that. I don't get that. Lindell up in this mother supporting the show. I appreciate the love. Okay, James said Charlie Kirk kept on saying, I'll actually let two people come up. I wanted a piece of Charlie Kirk's ass so bad, no Diddy. People will tell you 3 weeks before he lost his life, I was online looking for his next tour stops and things like that. I was really disappointed that a lot of those kids couldn't. His whole movement to me was disingenuous. When you're going around telling people that there's no such thing as white privilege, and I was so disappointed when he would ask them, well, name me something that a white person can do that a black person can't. I was disappointed that they couldn't just, right? So I don't even know. I don't know if he Jedi mind tricked them. I don't know what happened, but Charlie Kirk kept saying how the father being in the home could fix the black community. Let's face it, that would change most of the black community problems. Well, okay, we all know that. But where did the fathers go? I'm not going to get all into that, but I call it the father snatching machine. The 1994 crime bill. There is nothing. There's nobody on all three of these panels that can name anything that did more damage to the black community than the 1980s crack epidemic blended with the 94 crime bill. There is nothing, nobody. The only thing that rivals that thing is slavery. I call it the father snatching machine. I got to see it a little bit better than some of you did. I came from a place where there wasn't all that. So when CRACK came to where I'm from, we saw it arrive. We saw the difference between the city I'm from before it was there and after. They started giving law-abiding citizens, teachers and stuff like that, man, 75 years in prison. Women too. But when that same epidemic reached the white community in the opioid crisis, they turned the father snatching machine down. And they said this is no longer going to be labeled a crime. Now it's what they call it, treatment, a health issue. That's what they call it. So instead of getting the 75 and the 50 years and things like that our mothers and fathers were getting, now they get treatment. You know why they did it like that? Because they knew what the father snatching machine did to the black community. And they knew that if they didn't at least turn it down or turn it off when it reached the white community, it would have did to the white community what it did to the black community. That thing was diabolical. So I agree. Fathers are a pivotal role in the house. But I would love for Charlie Kirk to have said what happened to the fathers. If we were married at an 80% rate before 1970, 80% rate. You think we all just woke up one day and said, you know what? We don't want to be good fathers anymore. Yeah. Yeah, there's like 3 things that absolutely destroyed us. I agree, Andre. And Joe Biden wrote the crime bill. Negroes worship Democrat Party. It's crazy to me. We Yeah, the 3 strikes are out, man. That stuff, why? The reason that we know they wiped us out is because why did you turn the father snatcher down when it reached the white community? Come on now. Yeah, the black woman taking the check. The black woman taking the check over the black man was the beginning of it. That was phase 1. Phase 2 was the CRACK epidemic. Phase 3 was the 94 crime bill. Phase 5 of the nail in the coffin of the black community was the weaponizing of rap music. Look at our women now. I tell you what, you won't see any Asian Cardi B's or Cardi B's, Sukianas, or Glorillas, or Sexy Red, because they know the Asian community would rise up. Listen, you won't see it in the Jewish community. But let's go.
You ain't doing shit in the internet or real life. You lower than me on the internet and in real life, my nigga.
I'm going to just say this. With what I've seen with Anton, far as on a political level lately, and far as this, like, I don't know, just my personal opinion, I'm just not talking to no other man like this. I'm not going to. And this is an old clip in all fairness. But what I have been seeing of Anton lately is like, listen, y'all can't sit here and tell black people to stop crying about something. They call it generational wealth, okay? Now, I want you guys to pay attention to me. If generational wealth is something that will sustain generations, then the opposite of generational wealth will affect for generations. The thing that creates generational wealth, if you destroy it for other communities, they will live in a state of destroyed for some generations. Do you know how hard it is to build a community? Do you know how long it takes? And then everyone that you build, several white people come behind you and destroy it. Then you go off to Illinois, you decide to build another one. Somebody says they saw you looking at a white woman. They set it on fire. Then you go off to New Jersey. I have a huge problem with people minimizing that. Black people do have something to gripe about. You know what I want to do? I want to pay my people to do an animated rendition of what would happen if we did that to white America. If every time white America was building communities and someone came behind them and burned them down, well, around this time, they wouldn't have communities. And some people, what's it called? Shell shock, probably eventually ended up being shell shocked and scared to attempt to start building communities again for fear that it would attract those same people who keep coming by, KILLing the people in that town. What probably was in their heads was, every time we build towns, we suffer large amounts of loss of life. And I could see where a person say, let's don't build towns, man. So I don't know. I don't know what it is that makes some black people say victim mentality and all of that stuff. Now, here's where I do agree. I'm a very driven and ambitious man. I don't believe you should be just sitting back, chilling, and collecting food stamps like, well, they did us wrong. No, I say get them people on somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't believe that any able-bodied, healthy person should even be on welfare. Unless, here's what I agree with the government. Unless you can prove that you've been out there filling out job applications. That's what I believe. I do not believe in slothy people. The Bible speaks against it. The Bible says if a man don't work, that man shouldn't eat. So I agree with all of that. But listen, we gotta have, listen to me, people. If everybody can agree, all of the studies show what happened when children are raised without their fathers. Who was that was talking? Where's Shannon at? Shannon's still down there. Okay, listen. I want to ask this. And I'm going to read the comments. I just want to see what you guys say. If we can all factually prove, historically, statistically, that people who are raised without fathers incur much more damage and come out with significant disadvantage than other people, are they allotted any sympathy for failing in life? Let's talk about it like that. Is any sympathy, them failing in life, is it kind of expected or warranted? I think a lot of us, sometimes we get complacent and we get very comfortable with where we're at in life. Look, my people, like, definitely, absolutely. We get complacent with where we're at. Do you know some people can't read? Legit. And we telling them to stop being victims. Well, you know, they know how to get up and go. No, he don't. Some people were touched when they was little. And so I really can't. I'm not going to sit back while they're wasting their lives away. I'm going to keep moving, going for mines, right? But I'm not going to look at them with no empathy. Do you know the environments these people have grown up in? Right. I agree. Yeah, and see, that's it. They said they don't care. See, I have a problem with us not caring. See, because I grew up like at a disadvantage. I only give the Lord our God, Jehovah, grace that he allowed me to somehow, I had gifts. And I was able to utilize them. I believed in myself when I was young because I was building things with my hands. I wanted to work on cars with my grandfather. I was doing things. So every time I read a book that suggests every achievement you make releases endorphins and gives you a sense of immediate gratification to let you know that you can accomplish that next thing too. Do you know what a sense of urgency is? Listen, and I just saw him on Facebook too. I just saw him on Facebook. I was locked up one time. What's his name? Joe Bubba? Bubba Joe? Joe Mo. This brother had a story that was, and you know, he's one of those guys that, how do I say this? You know how you just, even in the hood, some people are known for being humble. He's not a liar. Just a good dude. This brother's story, I said, bro, and listen, I friended him on Facebook just recently because I want that boy's story on paper. He said at one point in time, and see, it's more impactful when it's a good dude, one of the quiet dudes, one of the more humble dudes, right? Probably not an enemy in the world. I think he was in Detroit. Was it Detroit? Detroit, Chicago. Forget where it was at. He told me that as a kid, you know, he ended up, you know what I mean? They'd be out on the block. The homies be out on the block. And, you know, now it's getting dark. And, you know what I mean? Sometimes some of the homies, they'd be like, hey, man, you can come sleep on my couch tonight. You know, my mom's ain't, you know what I mean? My mom's got to work over, da-da-da. He was doing that from homie to homie. And then he found an abandoned house. An abandoned, like, duplex, I think. And this is one of them dudes, you know, he's telling the truth. Humble dude. He said, you know, I just started, you know what I mean, sleeping in. I go out and hustle me up some Doritos. He said, then I knew some homies around the way that was fighting pit bulls. He said, you know, they'll pay me to water and feed their dogs and stuff like that. Everybody wasn't okay. So that's a huge issue that I have with the way Anton talks today. It is incumbent upon us to never look down on people when we make it up. You don't know people's circumstances. People have had it so bad. In fact, your mind can't even comprehend how bad they've had it. Like, it took him 3 days to tell me that whole story. And every night I was like, hey, man, I'd make him pick up where he left off. I'm like, because I come from, I come from dysfunction, but not missing meals, you know what I mean? Not sleeping on the streets. And to hear this story, I'm like, man, how do you expect somebody like this to make it? Have some people in those circumstances made it? Yes. But these are people God sprinkled a little extra on. The Bible talks about he gave people different gifts. So this is what, when you call people victims and things like that, you know what I mean? About, man, people have been set back in ways that you might not have recovered from. As we develop from adolescent stage, from infant stage, adolescent stage, and all of these, we have developmental stages. Our critical thinking skills, our problem solving skills, right? Our cognitive skills, we develop. But if you do the research, it lets you know that if you live in a sense of urgency or poverty or something like that, it interrupts those developmental stages. And that's why they say some people who are like 40 years old, they may have the mind, it seems like somebody of 19. They say because the age that the severe levels of trauma started in your life, you can get stuck at that age. So, man, when we look at people like, nah, get up off your ass, nigga, go do, man, this person's cognitive abilities didn't even fully develop. What if that person's cognitive abilities developed at a 37% rate? And then his problem solving skills developed at like a 50% rate? That boy that took Nipsey Hussle's life did it in broad daylight, in front of the world. Do you know where your mind has to be in order to volunteer to give your life up for the rest of your life? To pretty much know that I'm going to prison forever. Do you know what has to be going on up here for you to be able to take yourself to a place where I'm okay spending the rest of my life in prison? And that's why I don't like that type of talk. We got to be careful, man. Now, an able-bodied person who, was kind of intelligent and this and this and that, and he just squandered away his abilities, okay. You know what I mean? Let me see. Everybody has been through something. Some have been through extremes. That word extreme exists for a reason.
Bro, you're done
Where is this coming from?
already?
Yeah, bro.
How?
Higher motion.
Disputing that. That's great. That don't mean you're a better man than me or nothing.
I am. I'm better than you. Okay.
So how about
in
this?
what facet of life? In what facet of life are you better than me?
How about? So my sincerity is my credentials. You feel me? My heart is better than you. I deal with people.
Your heart ain't better than me, nigga. No.
I'll just put it like this: no matter how much financial gain I accrue, I never want that type of. I never want to talk to people like that. I'd rather fight before I talk to people like that. I don't want to tell people I'm better than them. I don't, because I told you guys I'm like second to the last financially out of my circle. There's one of them. One of the top two. This Negro is loved by everybody. Just one of them ones that's just loved, right? You know why he's loved? We call him an emotional genius. He won't gossip. Listen, he bought an S550 when them joints came out and was lying about whose it was, right? He pretty much don't want no credit for nothing. There's power in that. We know this Negro had some hundreds, right? But the impact came from him acting like he didn't. And so, you know what I mean? I don't want to tell people, nigga, I'm better than you by I don't understand that type of lingo.
It's not. No, it's not.
Bro, let me speak.
No, it's not.
See, you're going to talk over me, then we're not going to get nowhere.
Okay,
like
so, all right, cool.
No.
No. This is how we going to play it.
Right.
See, this is my shit. This is my shit. This is how we going to play it.
This is how we going to play it.
This is how we going to play it. Listen. Cool, but let me set the rules if you decide that you want to stick around. We can have a respectful conversation. You're not.
Hey, can you hear me?
Tell me how your night is going.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
My life is absolutely amazing, and I'm grateful, right?
That's great. I just wanted to chime in because you said that people who didn't have fathers, their lives were or could have been, worse due to the father not being present. And I dealt with that. I feel like if my father was there, my mom's boyfriend, wouldn't be able to get away with the things he did. I had uncles that was like the saving grace, but like the absence of my father definitely was felt.
It's like an atom bomb, and it's not something that you get over.
Yeah, definitely not. I was adopted by my aunt and uncle because of the neglect from my mom and my bio dad, and so it's stuff that I still like. I'm in therapy, and it's stuff I still have to go through because of my attachment style
You
from
guys
not
see what
having
I'm
it.
saying? Like that's why we have to be really, really. Tell me how old you are right now.
33.
She's 33 and she's still dealing with it. We really have to be a little. Well, I'm not gonna say you have to be, but in my personal opinion, you are more so on the path of being a good human being when you can extend empathy. You know, you got some people who have endured some hardships that they still haven't gotten over. And therapy is not going. A person like her, sometimes, not you particularly, but a TV show can come on, where a family-oriented TV show, and cause a person to just somewhat break down because they're seeing on this TV screen the lack of what they wish they had all their life. Everybody's not okay. And Anton tells you how amazing. Of course, there are probably some issues, but Anton comes from a family of marriage. Brother married, dad married, other brother married, I believe. Him married. So, you know, we kind of have to, or I say we should, be open to understanding experiences that we have not experienced, because you may never know how much more impactful those experiences are that you never got to experience. And it could warrant some empathy in why you see people acting the way that you act.
That's so true, and I totally agree with that.
What are you doing now to address those wounds?
Like I said, just therapy and praying, meditating, just getting to know myself, love myself. Because yeah, I had a rough upbringing, like rough. My mom, um, boyfriend was,
Speak up just a little bit. I could just a little
Can
bit.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Let me see.
Am I still too late? I don't know if I'm loud enough. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my mom's boyfriend was a PEDO.
Yeah.
And he was on, DRU GS as well.
Right.
And so that made it significantly worse. I got baited and RAPED when I was 13. So I went through a lot of different things that really, altered my psyche. And so, yeah, I'm still working through it, but it definitely like hinders my relationship with men. It's hard to feel safe with them.
Um, have you ever been in a serious relationship to where you even if it didn't work, you really loved all of the elements around that relationship?
No,
Hmm. That's very unfortunate at 33. Do you have kids?
just one.
Okay, is the father in the life?
Yes, but he's stationed. He's active duty military, so he's stationed away.
How come that thing couldn't work?
Um, just eating and other stuff.
Hmm. You think there's no way it could have worked? You think he just wasn't a good man?
Um, I think it could have worked if I just wanted to deal with the cheating and like the health issues that I got due to him cheating.
Right. So let me say this to you. I need you to know this like no other truth. You say you have one child?
Yes.
Okay, you sound like a very feminine woman. I don't know, you could be a ghetto ratchet, you know what I mean? But on in impact, you sound like a feminine woman, which is what men desire. On a scale of 1 to 10, as it pertains in the eyes of men, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning very bad, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think it's going to impact your dating value in the eyes of men if you have another baby?
Oh yeah, definitely 10. It would
Yes.
definitely impact.
You really need to know that, because you kind of okay right now. With one kid, a man will wife you, and with if you have feminine energy and things like that, But you can rebound right now, but you have to be very, very careful. You can't rely on men. You have to be very, very careful that you don't have another baby, because your life is going to be really bad if you do. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely know that.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter how the heat of the moment, how passionate the sex is. If a man says, babe, just let it go, or just let me take it off, just look at it like he's saying, babe, just let me fuck your life up.
Yeah, that's so very true.
Because in the eyes of men, when you come with 2 kids, you just average to us. So what are you doing to date right now?
I'm not dating.
Because I asked you that because of this, and you have some extraneous circumstances, but I tell people this with therapy, of course, but I often tell people you can also get a hold to the right man, and he can help you heal like 2 times as fast. Have you ever thought about that?
No, I never thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, because look how God created us. He paired us up, right? It's when you have somebody to lean on, when you have somebody who can absorb some of the hurt when it's spilling over off of you, when you have somebody who can, a lot of times people like you, even people like me, because we didn't experience the levels of love, attention, and affection that we were supposed to be getting when we were younger, to experience it later in life can bring about insurmountable levels of healing. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, I have yearned for it. Like, God, should it be easier if I had like a loving guy here with me? But I just haven't crossed paths with anyone that I thought was valuable, to be honest.
What state do you live in?
In Georgia.
Woof, you better be careful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jeez, yeah, you really, really better be careful there. Like, you close to Atlanta?
Yeah, like an hour and 30 minutes away.
Yeah, you better really, really be careful. I often tell people, because that's what my show is about. My show is dedicated. We talk finances and things like that sometimes too, but my show is dedicated to the premise of 2 people getting together and architecting the best possible life outcome for 2 people in the later years of their lives, when our bodies start breaking back down, when our immune system starts getting weak, when we get bad diagnosis from the doctors. Like, people don't understand that we really do need somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Two is better than one.
Yeah. So, do you have a male figure in your life now? Like, I don't know, like a.
Yes, I got plenty of uncles. I have my adopted dad, like my dad who adopted me, and I have my uncle. So I have a lot of great male figures.
Okay, so what I want you to do is, when you start dating from now on, just let people know that it's not going to be an actual relationship. And once you guys start dating like close to upwards of a month, you need to let that person know, whoever it is, if it's your stepdad, whoever it is, you should not advance that relationship until that person meets your stepdad.
Yeah.
Needs to meet him about 2 or 3 times. Even if you do it, you should be the one to sponsor them. I don't know, a couple of hours out at a bar or something like that if they drink, because once your stepfather, talks to that person and this and that, men can't hide their dirt from other men, and he'll be able to tell you, sweetheart, I don't think he's a good pick for you. Now, the most important thing is, whatever he tells you, you should probably listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
All right, you subscribe to the channel?
Yes.
All right. Subscribe to the channel. We are on here over on YouTube every day. Get a chance, come over here to YouTube and hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk again.
All right. Take care.
You take care.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, that's serious. With them kids, like, I think a lot of men don't even understand how women don't know. Like, how do you make it to 3 children with 3 different men? Like, you don't know how how men look at you. like men look at you like, girl, okay, I'll bust you down, Hey, listen, those are the people who receive the infamous belt buckle jingle. 3 kids by 3 different men, they could be by the same man. If you have 3 children, you're going to have tough time finding a quality man because no quality man would go into a situation like that. But yeah, I don't, let me see. Yeah, this clip is 2 years old. And that's what threw me back about this clip. Like, because I was watching Anton that probably was 3 years ago that I was watching him. And I don't know. Me, myself, I'm the type, what I aspire is to move in humility, and have my power permeating off of my aura just because people know without me having to say it. You know what I mean? So I've just never been, what I've seen of Anton lately is, I don't know. It just reminds me of Fox News. Like, listen, I don't give a fuck if I hear somebody disrespecting Charlie Kirk. That's crazy to me. And they get pissed off about it. I don't, listen, let's do it like this. I want somebody to tell me, and I'm going to wait. Is this clout chasing? Yes, this is clout chasing. Now what? I want somebody to tell me now what problem you have with a black person saying F Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to wait. I want to read the comments. What problem do you have with someone saying F Charlie Kirk? I couldn't stand that mother effer. Tell me what problem do you have with that? I'm going to read them off. Look, my people said nothing at all. Like, I just don't understand. It really is crazy to me to see black people really bugging out about that. I want to know the motive behind it, to be honest. J Dollar up in this mother. J Dollar holla. See, nobody can name anything. See, I start, I'm a very impartial man, so I start analyzing people when I see them losing their mind. Shout out to my girl Shimmy over here. Where you been, woman? I start analyzing. Now, here's what I do know. Shannon didn't understand what I was saying when I was saying this earlier. Being black in America is painful, it's uncomfortable, and it's tough. And I believe that being painful, uncomfortable, and tough, being black in America, has caused some people to meet their threshold of how much longer they're willing to deal with it. So they take on personas and images. They'll like the things that white America likes. They'll kind of stand firm on the things that white America stands firm on so that white America can say, now he's one of us. We're not going to treat him bad as we treat the other ones. That's what I truly, truly believe. Like the brother, I'm not even going to say his name and give him any clout. But I'll say this. I think one of the biggest problems I have with Anton Daniels, with Charlie Kirk, a lot of the things that I have heard Anton say about the black community are true. They're true. But now I want you to pay attention to what I just said. A black man, Anton Daniels, was acknowledging that. Your brother, the real Stacey Prince, about 90% of my content is holding black America accountable. The late, great Kevin Samuel, holding black men. See, we're holding each other accountable. Now, the problem I have is why don't I hear Anton Daniels talking about the shit that's taking place in the white community? 90% of the child corn is coming out of there. Who took Charlie Kirk's life, right? You're pissed off at black people for saying F Charlie Kirk more than you are the person who took his fucking life. Why aren't you talking about that? Listen, did you guys know that there was a school like the same week Charlie Kirk's life got took? I want to know why they're not talking about that. See, I don't mind you shredding the black community because I'll be right there with you. You guys know me. I'm standing on business because I care about my community. But what I don't understand is with all of the... Do you guys want me to pull these stats up again? 56% of the kidnappings, the ex-trafficking, the child corn, the violent, violent towards children, the actual towards minors. With all of that taking place over there, you mean to tell me ain't nobody talking about that shit? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Now, there's a lot of people who have been commenting tonight. Somebody give me the answer to that shit. Somebody show me where I can find some of Anton's... I would honor Anton Daniels so much. I'd go to his channel and push some money to his channel. See, because he was just accusing dude of coming to this argument in bad faith. I believe that everything Anton Daniels is saying about the black community is bad faith if he won't do the same for the white community. I just don't understand it. You're getting on black people about saying F Charlie Kirk, but you won't get on the guy who took Charlie Kirk's life. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that there. These schools up where little children are. See, because if I heard you talking about that, I would be forced to believe that your heart is in the right place and you're just addressing all evil, the evil in the black community. I would be forced to believe that you just want what's right for the world, not to just grift. It seems like it's grifting when you're nailing the black community against the wall, but with all of this devil's work coming out of the white community, you won't see, either you don't know nothing about all of this that's taking place in the white community. You don't know nothing about it. You ain't heard nothing. Yeah, I don't understand that. Listen, and let's do it like this. Andre said, Brother Stacy, I think a lot of people had an issue with people mocking his passing, celebrating it, versus just being nonchalant. Okay, what about the Trayvon Martin challenge? What about the George Floyd challenge? They were mocking, they were actually doing renditions and doing skits on it. So this is what I'm saying. They called them challenges, and social media was letting them post that stuff. You'll have a white guy with his friend laying down on the ground, and the white guy will have his knee on his friend's neck. And it's called the George Floyd. So, I mean, man, listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't view Charlie Kirk's life no more important than George Floyd. No. Let me ask you guys this. Who has the bar? Who has the metric? Who has the standard that establishes that Charlie Kirk's life was more important than Malcolm X's? Because we've never heard anything about you'll lose your driver's license or you can lose your passport or get kicked out of college if you make fun of Malcolm X. So how is it that Charlie Kirk gets all of this acclaim? I don't understand it, especially the people who say they don't like him. You're telling me people who have the right to say, I don't like him, F him, I can't say that? See, this is where we're going into this place of brainwashing people. You can't force your hero to be my hero. That's like, you can't do that's crazy to me. Sally said he wants to be in YT spaces to get some sponsors. Because I know Anton Daniels is intelligent. You can't make the type of money and this is in my personal opinion, I don't know for sure, but I believe Anton Daniels probably had some money before social media. I'm pretty sure, right? So if what I'm saying is true and he really is an intelligent man, see me, I speak on injustices. Look at my channel. I tear black women to pieces. When I catch men not wanting to be held responsible for children they make, I get on their tops. I talk about the white community and the injustices that, see, I am all about no side. I think I'm more about what's right? But you're not going to catch me dibbling, talking off up in the white community until I help fix my own community. That's what I don't understand about white America. How can you have all of this toxicity and sin and evil spilling out of the white community, yet you stay over here in the black community? I just don't understand it. And I just want understanding. Because if you guys can make me see it a different way, I pride myself in being pretty much the most impartial man on the internet. If you convey it to me in a way that meets the bar of logic, I will abandon my beliefs right now in front of everybody and adopt the new beliefs that you have just presented to me because it makes more sense. But I just don't know how, in my personal opinion, you have to be intentionally trying to look the other way from all of the things that are taking place in the white community in order to always be talking about what's going on in the black community, and you don't see none of this stuff that's taking place over here. None. There's plenty of content over there too that could be chopped up and go viral. Like the two rainbow community white guys that adopted the child and come to find out they were stretching the child out. Right. That's worth talking about because I talked about it. I don't know. I'll never understand that. It's your boy. That's where I came with it. Like, it's almost got to be some type of Stockholm syndrome. How aren't we talking about this stuff? Why is it that we get called victims if we acknowledge? Listen, because black people are working. So for black people to be able to also acknowledge that our generational wealth was interrupted by all of these communities getting burnt down, that's not a victim. That's acknowledged. We need to acknowledge these things.
Not gonna say nothing.
Disrespecting me already.
Are you gonna let me set the rules? And if you don't agree, then you can leave. I'm gonna set the rules. If you don't agree, you can leave. We gonna have a respectful conversation. We gonna get to the bottom of it, and we gonna listen to each other. I'm not gonna interrupt you, and you not gonna interrupt me when I respond. Cool?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, so go ahead, do your thing. You got the floor. I don't know if you dropped off or not.
Me saying that you're not him.
I think you got. Just to be clear, I think. Just to be clear,
where my show supporters at? We at the hour and 45-minute mark, people. Let's keep the show going. You guys know you can support the show at the Cash App, The Real Stacey Prince. You guys know we put a lot into this content. I'm definitely going to go back and check out the original, though. I want to see what, because this something got these two at odds. But just me, period, though. I'm just a man of I profess to walk in a code. You know what I mean? So I don't have any sides. I could see some of the logic in the conservative space. I could see some logic in the Democratic space. I just know how to identify. There's no way you would catch me saying everything about the Republicans is wrong. That's stupid as hell. everything about Democrats is wrong. That's stupid. Liberals got it wrong. You can't tell me that you can't find something about socialism you agree with. You can't tell me that you find nothing about the Republicans you agree with, nothing about Democrats. See, I have an issue with people leaning strong to just one side because it's like gang banging. It's like gang banging. Shout out to my bro John over here with the Cash App rocking with us up in this mother. My people. You guys get the gist of me now. We've been doing this for 3.5 years. There's nobody who can say that they don't. Well, you can, but I pride myself on being a pretty much impartial man because I don't desire to be right. I just desire the right information. Andre up in this mother, keeping the show up in this mother. My bro, I appreciate you guys. We're gonna rock it on out then.
You got a delay. I think you got a delay, so I'm letting you know that if I respond, it's because your screen keep going out on my side, okay? You lagging. Your voice is lagging. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm going to drop the link back in the chat for him to be able to come back up. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Give me a second.
Listen, I'm going to touch on this. Asali's down here killing it. She said they get mad when you bring up how their ancestors destroyed everything we built, i.e. black walls. That matters. You don't think so you guys don't think that has anything to do with where we're at right now? I don't think we should harp on it and say, I'm not going to look for no job because the white man has suppressed us. I don't even want to be around people like that. If you use these things for excuses to not accept, these are people I prefer not to be around. But black people have the right to talk about these things. You've just been tricked into believing you don't. Now, I wouldn't advise you to talk about it in group settings and to talk about it so long to where it becomes an excuse in your mind. But it's real. It's called generational wealth. And whatever the opposite of that is, it is also generational. By destroying our communities, and the generational wealth that we were building, it translated over into generational dysfunction. Listen, check this out. Do you guys have any clue of what it's like to be sleeping in houses made out of wood? Very basic houses. In fear that you don't know when you're going to hear some people storm through your town and set it on fire. To live in fear. You guys might have built a town and you guys have been here for over a year now. I guarantee you, throughout that whole year, probably every night or every other night, these people were still laying their heads down with one eye open. A lot of us were bred in fear. These people were strung up from trees. And you guys know that they just found another man strung up from a tree in Houston, set on fire. Or not a tree. What was it? A street light? What was it? It was a pole. You know, basically, it's how black moms used to do. Now shut up before I give you something to cry about. You impute pain on me. And when I acknowledge the pain, you tell me to stop acknowledging the pain before you inflict some more pain on top of me? That's what you guys are doing. When you tell us to not acknowledge that, that's crazy as hell. See, we live pretty good right now. Some of us got 2 cars, can go on down to the parking structure and switch cars. We have intentionally forgotten. I'm just asking you guys sometimes to do this. Subconsciously take yourself to a place where you live in that town, where you have seen a bullwhip. YouTube what a bullwhip does to flesh, where the tip knocks chunks of flesh out of a person's back, where you get whipped and your eyeball get knocked out of its socket while you're not sedated. See, the whole argument is disingenuous to me. Get over it. It's crazy as hell. Under the freeway. You're right. You're right. You heard what my girl said. I keep telling you, I need y'all to learn how to be proud of being black. Don't listen to what nobody say about, listen, be proud of being black because there's greatness inside of that. Yeah, I said it earlier. I used to watch Anton Daniel stuff. Like he makes a lot of sense, like meets the bar of logic. But I don't know if this has always been the way he is, but like, I just think I think politics does something to people. That's what I think. I asked you guys a little bit ago. Listen, see, and I agree. President was almost assassinated by a white man twice, and then the thing with Charlie happened. Yet the only thing they still talking about is the Ukraine lady and the Cincinnati brawl. See, that's all I'm saying. Be impartial. It makes it so much easier for people to believe that you're coming from a genuine place. But when you are only harping on Black America, it almost seems like you turn into a politician. It's just easy. It's easy to do. You know who you are. You know I won't read any of your stuff, right? Yeah. Listen. Nobody wants to talk about that. There are a lot of Black inventors. White people stole their inventions. This thing that we suffer from is not 1, 2, 3, or 4 tier. When I hear people talking about there's no such thing as systematic oppression, there's no such thing as white privilege, I just want to stay very far away from those people. I can't get in the same degree of trouble judicially that a white person can. We can have the same record and everything. You guys know that there's a Black girl right now she's viral right now. You can look this up on TikTok. There's a Black girl who right now, I know the show has kind of went all over the place, but I'm down with dialogue when my people, have questions and things like that. But there's a Black girl. She went viral. She used AI to doctor up her image into a white girl, but she put her real resume. And I think they said she got like, 3 to 6 more times hits than she was before with her as a Black girl. I don't know what it is that causes even Black people to want to deny that. I don't know. I don't know why. It's we know where we live. So something has to have happened. I think they're trying to escape from how unpleasant and difficult and painful it is to be black in America. It's easier to ignore stuff than to acknowledge them, because if you acknowledge them, you have to acknowledge something needs done about it, right? And when we acknowledge something needs done about something, we have to take ourselves to a place of personal, to where we get involved with something. And a lot of black people are really scared to do that. A lot of black people are really scared to get involved. Like, look, let's be honest. We watch police beat the hell out of black women. We watch police beat the hell out of each other. Out of us. We'll stand back with cameras. That's fucked up. Get back. Get back. And we'll bag up and all of that stuff. That's fucked up. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. See, we have some coward in us. They have whooped coward in us. And instead of acknowledging, like, I just, the people who rock with me regularly, they know I was, like, 3 weeks before Charlie Kirk got taken out, I was doing the research to find out where his tours were at. And unfortunately, all of them at that moment weren't coming to LA. But I just really, I would have paid cash. I couldn't believe that when he would go up there, maybe it was the pressure, maybe everybody's not good speaking in front of people, but these are really basic questions. A lot of his stats were bad, and I'm not going to say they were bad. It was intentional. This isn't an ignorant man. Listen, he made a statement. A guy came up and said, I'm going to ask you some guilty or not guilties. He said, O.J. Simpson. Charlie Kirk said guilty. He said, what's the other one? The boy, Carmelo Anthony, the white kid. He said guilty. Now, the issue that I have with even black people saying that boy was guilty, because even in the court of law, the reason that it takes so long for trials to begin is because they're gathering up all of the information so that they can come to a definitive conclusion on the person's guilt. So how is it that black and white people have come to the conclusion in their own head without having talked to no witnesses, without having scraped up any DNA, without doing any examinations of the evidence? Guilty. He did it, right? I have an issue with that stuff. But then they asked him, what about George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin? He said not guilty. George Zimmerman was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. Yet you said O.J. Simpson was guilty, and he was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. See, I was seeing through a lot of the things Kirk was doing, which is why I couldn't rock with it. Like, this stuff was very simple to me. I was seeing it and listening. And then they'll say, but you taking what he said out of context. No, I heard what he said. Papa Mayhem. There's a bloodline of blacks who fought to unalive Harriet Tubman and keep blacks on the plantation. They stayed in the house with Massa. That same bloodline exists today and will gaslight for coin. You gotta know it. You can see it. See, I'm about right and wrong. I'm not about a particular side. Just like Charlie Kirk. Listen, I did an interview with the brother, Ask a Brother podcast, right? And we talked about that. Do you guys have any clue? If Charlie Kirk is as big as he is now, do you have any clue how monumental that guy would have became if people had have saw him condemning the white community for their atrocities as well? Excuse me, please. You would have had, along with the fan base he has now, he would have even had Black America crying at his funeral. even though some of them were. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you can willfully ignore all of the atrocities that are taking place on here. I don't mean back then. I'm talking about today. We telling you they just found another black man hanging under a bridge set on fire. Nobody, that don't matter. Nobody gonna speak out on that. I'm forced to believe that people are coming from a place of being disingenuous when they won't acknowledge how terrible things like that are. But I guess because the person is black, it's not that big of a deal.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Me saying that you're not him is not a disrespectful statement unless somebody is very...
Listen, I apologize, people. I apologize, but the show is just getting too good. My brother, Holy Ghost, he says the system is built for us to fail. But you have people that say we're in a victim mentality when we say that. And that's crazy to me. Unless you're willing to concede white America did all that they did to exterminate black America, but then later created a system that is designed to uplift black people? The system has to be created for us to fail, or it has to be created to uplift us. One of the two. Listen, I'm going to ask everybody this. I have a question for everybody. ZF. Oh, yeah, they doing bad on the comments. Keep them on off. But, hey, ZF, let me turn these on really quick. I'll turn them right back off. Because I want to give everybody, I want to see. Since people are acting like I'm up here pit against Anton Daniels, I'm going to ask everybody a question. I'm turning them right back off, people. His brother says that you guys haven't hit that quota, so we're going to turn them right back off. You guys should be tapping that screen while I have them back on so you can get this brother to turn them back on, because I'm turning them back off as soon as I'm done. I want to ask everybody. We've done this a couple of times. I want to ask everybody on all three of these platforms, and I want you to be very honest. If you can name something, I want you to. I want you to give people their flowers. Name something that America has done that makes you believe that white America loves you. Name something that America has done. Give me some examples of things that America has done to make you believe that they love you. Give me some examples of things that America has done to make you believe that they want you to live peacefully in America. Give me some examples of things that America has done that make you believe that they have your back and they want to protect you in America. Give me some examples. Give me some examples. There's 3 different platforms at work here. We're going to see. Dirty Red said I have none. I'm going to wait. You guys aren't tapping the screen. These things going right back off. +40 says civil rights. Okay, so right now you feel loved in America. You feel protected, and you feel like America wants you to experience peace, right? I don't want to get into what civil rights is, the politics of civil rights, but there's 3 platforms open right here. Yes, that's specific to blacks. Okay, so we're all in agreement. Even those of you who wish you could buck against me right now, we're all in agreement. All right, we turn these back off. I tell you guys what, you know ZF is going to keep these comments off. Let's get those likes up. Let's meet that. ZF, I'm having trouble over here, man. The heck? Tap that screen, TikTok. You know he's not playing. That's what I'm saying. So that means I can't be too far off base. This is why I have an issue with people telling people to stop complaining and to stop talking about what was done to it, because it's not something that was done. It's something that is being done. Present day time as well.
Statistical. By me saying that you're not him, that doesn't give you the right to call me a feminine man. That doesn't give you the right to call me dusty, or none of these things that you can't prove. That's just me saying that you're not who you think you are. You going out your way to say I'm a bitch, call me a feminine man, does not equate to me saying you're not him. Who's him depends on the eye of the beholder. Everybody has a different criteria for who's him. For me, if I say I'm him, that means I'm him in every way possible. What you just described is somebody who's in a very financially strong position. That's awesome, bro.
Now, I want to talk about this because this is the part that Shannon didn't understand what I was talking about. I agree. You guys said his name is Illa. Okay, I agree with him on that. I believe a man is judged by who he is when he is stripped of his resources. I truly believe that. How do you stand? What's going on inside of you without the money? Because a lot of people, and I'm talking about a lot of people use money to mask their deficiencies and their insecurities. Who disagrees with that? Who disagrees with that? A lot of people seek to get money to mask their deficiencies and their insecurities. Because without it, they won't go talk to a pretty girl. Without it, they don't feel like they're him. Like me, when I'm broke, I'm that guy. Period. Everywhere I went. It's been like that the majority of my years. You won't even be able to tell if I'm broke. Now, by the grace of God, I made some financially sound moves, you know what I mean? But without it, you won't be able to tell if I'm broke. This is where I agree with the brother Illa. I measure men up on the caliber of individual that they are.
But that don't make you him. That means you're him financially. And that's great. But that don't mean you him in every area of your life. That don't mean if me and you was in a room and you squared up, you won't be him then. So
some of you won't like that I'm about to say this. I agree with what he just said just now. I just believe in that type of, I believe in men. You guys see how I hail men. Like I call them modern day superheroes. I believe that we are supposed to be able to meet the standard of men. Like I believe that if you'll talk tough to me right now, I really believe this. I want to ask you guys this. Listen, I want to ask you guys, do you think that the internet, give me a thumbs up if I'm right, give me a hell no if I'm wrong. Do you think the internet would be a cooler place if there was a law instituted that the people in the comments and things like that who talk tough, the government would track down their IP and they would have to meet that person that they called a bitch? They would have to meet that person that they were talking to. They would have to meet that person in public. Do you think the internet would be a better place? Give me a thumbs up if you think it would. Give me a thumbs down if you disagree. I believe in that stuff. I want to see what people say. Do you believe that the internet would be a better place if when people made tough comments or they talked tough to other people on the internet, called them bitchs, things like that, the government would track down their IP address and force that person to show up at a designated place with that person that they disrespected? Do you think the internet would be... See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just think so highly of men. I think we should too. I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I am. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but those are my beliefs.
It's not about me pulling up saying I'm gonna threaten you. Man, does not equate to me saying you're not him. Who's him depends on the eye of the beholder. Everybody has a different criteria for who's him. For me, if I say I'm him, that means I'm him in every way possible. What you just described is somebody who's in a very financially strong position. That's awesome, bro. But that don't make you him. That means you're him financially. And that's great. But that don't mean you him in every area of your life. That don't mean if me and you was in a room and you squared up, you won't be him then. So it's not about me pulling up saying I'm gonna threaten you. I'm saying that if you want to talk on an escalated level, it'll be a lot more fruitful if we talk like this in person. Because then we can see whose temperature is what. And we can see if we can have a respectful conversation or not. But jibber jabbering over the internet and calling people a bitch, that don't mean you him. So that's all I've seen you do is talk crazy to people like myself on the internet. If you say you him, that means...
I'm going to tell you guys why my stance is my stance. I admire men so much because of the courage that is required to be a man. I really, really respect men who can be disrespected by a bigger man and be like, well, what's up then, man? It's hard not to respect somebody like that, who even if they believe they're going to lose, they'll throw down. That's why women are attracted to us. It's called courage. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right. I'm saying I believe in it. I admire men like this. Why do you think we have always been taught to respect firefighters? To run in a burning house takes some courage. Right? Why do you think we respect boxers? Because they'll jump in the ring when the average man won't. So I don't know. I do lean more towards those things. I do believe that we should have to quantify who we are. I don't want to say any things about nobody online that I won't say if I'm in person of them, because I believe myself to have heart, right? Bro said there should be a law that women can't leave their husband up to 10 years or more. I bet you divorce rates will go to... See, that's what I'm talking... I'm talking about the show and prove.
When a man looks at you, he say, I want to look just like Anton. When he see your clothes, I mean, he want to dress just like Anton. When he see who you around and who you galvanize, I want to be just like Anton. I don't think people want to be just like you. I don't think people want to be just like me. It might be something about me they like. It may be something about you they like. But when you strip a man of his resource and strip a man of his material items, that's when you see who's really a man. And I haven't seen you in that state. So I don't know what you are. I just know that you are financially literate and you have made good money for yourself. But I didn't disrespect you. You came on this panel calling me names and Dusty. Listen, dog, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. You just know that obviously I don't make what you make. That don't mean I'm Dusty.
I'm going to say this. I like the way the young brother, I don't know how it is, but I like how he's holding himself. He's not getting, like, see, Anton is pretty smart. Anton can destroy some people in the debate, right? And make them look pretty foolish. But I find that dude is holding his own. He's articulating himself well, right? So I respect that. And he appears to be somewhat humble. I don't know him in real life. And I don't know, maybe he was talking greasy in the previous clip. I don't know what it is, but actually even seems to be respectful, right? That's just my take on it.
Luxury apartment. I got a nice car. I'm doing okay, bro. I don't need to be on your level. I'm doing just fine. I didn't come out my way to try to be famous. I didn't look for YouTube fame and none of that. People just found me because I went viral for something I said, and I built a little following of supporters, not fans, but people that support my point of view. But the fact that I'm trying to emphasize is you speak from a point of arrogance. You say I'm him and you say I'm king. You're only speaking, you talk about people bring up your money, but that's all you bring up. You're not saying you.
Listen, and I'm going to be honest. I don't want it to seem like I'm against Anton or something. You guys know me. I filter information through the bar of logic, historical data, and stats, right? You know how I know that Anton was a decamillionaire? Because he used to say it, right? So dude has a point. He used to say it, quite often. And he put it in somebody's face, right? I just think it doesn't mean Anton is a bad person. I just think that I strive to be a different person than Anton, right? I don't want to tell people, nigga, my bank account will fuck you up, nigga. I don't want nobody to see me moving like that. I don't want my grandmother to look down and see that that's the persona that I've taken on. I told you guys, the homeboy, let me see. There's four of us. There's four of us. What, five of us. The second most financially successful, he's just like, I'll be honest, I have no qualms saying that I respect him to a degree to where these are some attributes that I would like to have of his. He's super quiet about his financial success. Everybody knows he has money, but he's super quiet about it. Like, that's why the whole city loves him. You know what I mean? He drives. Sometimes he'll drive. He's the type, he'll have a car and it's got a dent. He's got a Mercedes too. He's got a truck too. But you'll typically see him in the less luxurious car because he's cool with who he is. Right? That's what I desire.
The king of the world because you're a great person and because you just the most finest man and you just on me because I went viral for something I said, and I built a little following of supporters, not fans, but people that support my point of view. But the fact that I'm trying to emphasize is you speak from a point of arrogance. You say I'm him and you say I'm king. You're only speaking, you talk about people bring up your money, but that's all you bring up. You're not saying you're the king of the world because you're a great person and because you just the most finest man and you just physically fit. That's not what you're standing on your kingship on. You standing on being a king because you feel like you got some money. But then you want to talk all this righteous shit. That's why I can't stand you black Christian motherfuckers. Because y'all talk all this righteous shit, but the person that you look up to wasn't a man who spoke about his wealth. Jesus was not a rich man. Jesus had a blue collar job. His homies was street people, and his main lady was a former prostitute. So none of you guys fit that criteria of being Christ-like. You just use that as a.
You can't say that. Maybe Anton might not. I don't even know if Anton, but you can't. Yeah, there's plenty of people who do move like that. So I don't know. That was a heck of a sweeping, broad generalization that no black Christians move in a manner of humility like that. That was too broad.
Point of reference to seem like you're holy or you're benevolent, but you're not. It's just social and it's just political, but it ain't in your heart. So I don't never have to be as rich as you, Anton. I don't never have to have the money you got.
And also, he probably can't say what's in Anton's heart. I know Anton, he got arrogant side to him, but you don't know. You see, that's where we have to be careful talking about what's in somebody's heart, because we don't know what somebody's doing behind closed doors. You really don't. And a lot of times you'd be shocked. I can't imagine Anton being a decamillionaire and probably not having done some, looked out for some people. I don't know. I don't know. I think he had a program or something back a couple years ago. I forget what it was. Was it a mentorship program or I think he had something else. So we got to be careful saying what's in people's heart.
But that don't mean you. If we in a situation when it's imano, flesh versus flesh, hands versus hands, power versus power, that's how you can show me you him. And you can't do that on the internet. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't do that via a keyboard. That's going to take me and you in the same vicinity, whether we're speaking or.
I'll say this. the reason that I agree with what he's saying right now is because I don't know, this is probably the man in me. I just don't think Anton should be talking gritty to him right now if he won't take a flight and square off with him. That's just what I believe. That's how we were raised. That's how we were taught, right? Because I need to be the caliber of individual to where these things that I'm saying to you, if you pulled up on me, I'd still say them. Now, these are men that I honor, right? Even if you got to take an ass whipping. I don't know, man. I look at men in such an amazing light, and it's because of that fearlessness, things like that. So I do think this, where I say he has a point, is all of the things that Anton is saying about him right now, even in the tone and mannerisms, I believe that Anton should be willing to do that if they're in person, not tone it down or anything. Call him, nigga, I called you feminine. I mean, and if you want to get down, you know what I mean? Or don't do it on the internet.
Otherwise. So unless you're willing to do that, it don't make sense to her.
Listen, I want to know how many other people agree with what I just said, or give me a thumbs down if you disagree with it. I'm not always right, but I have my own stances. Let me see something real quick. Listen, really quick. I'm gonna turn the lives right back up. ZF has a quota that you guys haven't hit yet. I want you guys to give me a thumbs up if you agree with what I just said, or give me a thumbs down. I believe that however you talk to somebody on the internet, you definitely supposed to be able to keep that exact same energy if you meet them in person. That's just what I believe. Papa Mayhem said agreed. Triple OG. Okay, I didn't think I was too crazy. +40. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. These are the things that I've always held. That's why you guys see me championing men so tough. Because, man, these levels of courage is what have always made us hail men the way we hail men. So if you won't do it on the internet, I mean, in person, don't do it on the internet. I'm talking about calling him dusty, calling him feminine. What do you say? I'm a better man. I say all of that stuff in person. I don't think men should be, I don't think especially black men should be out in the streets fighting and things like that. But I do believe we owe it to ourselves to stand on business. I do believe that. Look, 40+ said, I wish it was a government thing making people meet up. And I agree with that. Okay, I just wanted to see how crazy I was. AZF, go ahead and let me bring ZF up here.
Hey, what's up, Stacy?
Hey, what's going on, good brother? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Go ahead and make your announcement. Let them know what it is before you turn them back off.
All right. Hey, y'all know what it is. I don't know why I gotta do this shit every night. Tap the fucking screen. Get the likes up, because I'm turning the comments back off as soon as I get off. As soon as I get off of here. Y'all bugging. There's 50 people in here. Why are I've seen likes with 20 people, with 13 people get more likes than this. Y'all are bullshit. We're not even a third of the way there, and the show's been going for over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So the comments are staying off, and y'all can
brother, we at the 2.5 hour mark, man.
Oh, 2.5.
It's 2 hours and 24 minutes.
So yeah, y'all can ninja watch. I don't give a fuck.
Y'all know what it is. Tap that screen. It don't take you nothing to tap that screen. You could be tapping it right now, getting those likes up. The show's only gonna get hotter.
I kept warning y'all in the comments. I don't know.
See,
y'all don't believe fat meat greasy.
ZF, I done burnt my last incense, man. You know how I'm feeling about that, man. God dog.
So we at one point we had 90 people in here and no one was tapping. That's why I turned the comments off. I don't know what y'all doing.
What you over there doing, man?
Sound like you in your thumbs work.
Sound like you in relax mode over there, man. What you over there doing?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying y'all thumbs work because you keep commenting. So
I'm talking about you. What you over there doing? Sound like you chilling. You got you a drink on the side over there?
Oh, absolutely. I got me a glass of some 12-year-old with a couple of ice cubes. The Dodgers won tonight. Life, I got paid yesterday. Life is pretty fucking good.
Come on, man. Hey, YouTube, let's do better. Let's get those likes up. I mean, yeah, tap that thumbs up, people. We're going to keep the show going, man. I'm going to rock with you guys as long as you rock with us. Let's go.
So, yeah, 50 people in here and less than 22,500 likes. That ain't going to get it. Like, I swear to God, y'all can sit here in silence and just listen to Stacy because I enjoy it. I enjoy it when don't nobody else come to fuck up with their stupid bullshit.
I'm gone then, man. Do your thing.
Yeah, no, this is your show, sir. I just work here for free like a motherfucker. This is slavery over here.
Hey, do your thing. I'm gone, man. Let me get back to the show.
All right. Have a good one.
You already know, my guy. Let's go.
Insults because that's not what you're trying to do. That's not even what I'm trying to do, but I will do.
Dang it.
Flesh versus flesh, hands versus hands, power versus power. That's how you can show me you him. And you can't do that on the internet. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't do that via a keyboard. That's going to take me and you in the same vicinity, whether we're speaking or otherwise. So unless you're willing to do that, it don't make sense to hurl insults because that's not what you're trying to do. That's not even what I'm trying to do, but I will do it. That don't mean I'm a gangster. That don't mean I'm looking for trouble.
Truth for the matter.
Don't mean none of that. I just feel like when the conversations get that elevated, let's have it in person. You don't want to do that. So I would advise you to stop talking crazy about people that you don't personally know. Looking at somebody's pictures and saying that they dusty.
Listen, I don't care what you say. He has a valid point as far as where I come from, how I'm raised, because you will bump into people. You just will. And it should make you feel some type of way if when you bump into them, you won't convey those same sentiments in person. That's just my take on it.
These are things that goofy people say. You know how many millionaires walk around dressing like they shop at Old Navy and drive Subarus? You can't judge a person's wealth by how they look. So for somebody that's so well off, you would know better than that. I'm pretty sure a lot of your mentors, your $100 million mentors, they don't all look like millionaires. So judging people how they look, you just undermining your own arguments. You don't know what I got, and for you to call me Dusty, this conversation proves that you still want some type of confrontation. Because I ain't call you no names on this episode. I said you're not him, and I can say
he said on this episode, so that means you probably did call him some names on the previous episode. Depending on, I don't know. I can't really speak too much. But depending on who called who names first on the previous episode or whatever, I don't know.
That's
depending on who called who names on the first on the previous episode, and maybe Anton could feel justified like calling him names on this episode. Cause I don't know what happened. But even still, if you will, you still should be able to stand on it. So
that's not calling you a bitch. I'm just saying, in my book, based on the people that I categorize as him, which is not strictly based on their income, you don't fit that category. If I take away all your money and take away all your resources, would I want to be you based on your personality, based on the way you speak, based on the way you carry yourself, based on the way you take care of your body? Are you the person I would want to be like? No.
All right, you done?
I'm done for now.
I will say I respect this. I respect Anton just sit there without interrupting me and let him get his off. These are the things that I respect. I don't know if Anton's, I don't know, but to me, those are the type of attributes like being able to control yourself and things like that. These are the elements that I respect about men.
Okay, so first and foremost, you can't control what somebody takes as disrespect. I don't abide by how it is that you see things. Your standards, from my perspective.
Hold on. I disagree with that. Let me think now. Let me think.
So, first and foremost, you can't control what somebody takes as disrespect. I don't abide by how it is that you see things.
Okay. But I think it is important that we all communicate things in a way to where people don't necessarily have a reason to see the things that we're saying as offensive. Because if you don't abide by the way he sees things, if he sees something that you says is offensive and he wants to take it to another level, I think Anton was saying something, but it doesn't meet the bar of logic. Because we all attempt to maneuver around in society in a way that causes other people to not to want to pull that out, or to not to want to stick us, or to not to want to just be overall offensive to us. So I think for the most part, we all know the bar of respect that we're showing people. And we also know when we're conveying energy that could cause somebody to want to harm us, right? So I think it is important for us to abide. That's just my take. It's important for us to abide, or at least be sensitive about how we approach other people. Because if you convey something to somebody in a way that legitimately causes them to feel like they need to react a certain way to you,
your standards, from my perspective, are low. And you move the goalposts according to how you feel. You're such a disingenuous person that you're not even, in my perspective, a real man. Because a real man is, at the very least, honest about the things that he actually does. You lied on this show.
I think he messed himself up when he wasn't being honest about whether or not he looked at Anton's stories. And that's another thing. That's why they say first impression is the best, because this brother has been standing on business and holding his own throughout this whole show, respectfully, in my perspective. But that one thing that he did, it stained his sitting on this. Like, that's why Anton keeps bringing it up, because Anton knows that it makes you look disingenuous. He should have just said, yeah, I brushed past your story, because it's evident that you did, right?
Sneak this, which is what real men don't do. You resort to talking about what you would do in person, and we don't know what you would do in person, right? You don't know me. You don't know what I done been through. You don't know what I do for my community. You don't know if I've ever gotten into a fight or not. You don't know nothing. And so the only thing that you're doing is you leaning on how you feel instead of starting to substantiate your argument. The reality is that I am a pillar in my community. I'm a reflection of the thing that I would want my daughter to marry. I actually mentor young guys 14 through 24, and I put them through college. I actually give over $250,000 into my community. I didn't move away from my community. I stayed in it, right? I don't have any illegitimate kids. I actually donate to the places that I used to go to school to. I actually build for the people that I substantiate myself for, right? I have so many people that depend on me. I employ people within the black community, right? I am a bag chaser so that I can be a bag giver, right? So what you substantiated.
That was a heck of a statement. I'm a bag chaser so that I can be a bag giver. That's quotable.
As what you think about me as far as what my money does, my money is a tool. It's a way for me to continue to empower the people that surround me that allows for them to be successful also. Now
here's the issue that I have. The things that Anton just said, they sound, what's the word? Honorable. I'm a bag chaser so that I can be a bag giver. And I do these things so that I can create more opportunities for the people in my environment. What he's saying, what he just said, it sounds honorable, right? It really does. But it doesn't go along with the character of a person that would say, you a dusty, I'm above you. The two personalities don't match. Like a person who does what he just said, I'm a bag chaser, like that's quotable. I'm a bag chaser so I can be a bag giver. You just don't expect a person who is into presenting opportunities for other people to be the same type of person to say, I'm above you. You are nowhere close to my level. You cannot get in the doors that I can get in. And right? I don't know. One brings the value down than the other, in my opinion. But I will say this. There's probably some emotions involved in this conversation as well. So
still think you dusty. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't think you him at all. I think you
And I still think I'll beat you the fuck up, but that's my personal opinion.
See what I'm saying?
So
let me see. I didn't hear what he said.
Also, now again, I still think you dusty. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't think you him at all. I think you
And I still think I'll beat you the fuck up, but that's my personal opinion.
See what I'm saying?
So you calling me out my name.
In my personal opinion, I don't think calling him Dusty warrants, like, I'll beat you. I don't think that warrants that. Joan on him or something like, yeah, I think he probably should have said something like, I think you fat in the mud. Like, yeah, I don't think, I don't know. It seems like he got triggered. If he called him Dusty, if he had called him a bitch or something like that, then I say dude might have been justified in saying, well, meet me somewhere then, right? But Dusty, that's just Anton measuring him up financially, in my opinion, right? Measuring me up financially doesn't warrant me wanting to whoop your ass, in my opinion.
Wait. Hold on.
You calling me out my name. You could just talk without calling me name.
You emotional. I listened to you say every single thing that you wanted to say. You not a real man, bro. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of you. You don't even know how to have a conversation. Man, let me tell you about this guy. This is real. This is straight up, all the way across the board. I'm going to just be real straight up. If these are the people that y'all cheering for, because this dude not even able to listen long enough after I extended my platform to him, and then he rage quit. I didn't remove him. He rage quit. I didn't remove him. He rage quit. He came on the panel when he lied. He pulled up and I let him come on the platform because I don't duck no smoke.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys this. You see how Anton keeps on bringing up the fact that he came up and lied about watching Anton's story? That's how important it is that you kind of don't make mistakes like that. Because if he hadn't have done that, that would have been one less thing that Anton could bring up. So he kind of sabotaged himself by coming up being, a little bit dishonest about seeing Anton's story. You know what I mean? That's the teachable moment for all of us. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up like that, because the fact that Anton keep bringing it up lets you know he wouldn't be able to keep bringing it up if dude hadn't painted himself in a corner like that.
He lied. He couldn't even admit what he was lying about. And then when I started to he said, I don't know. I may have checked it out. We know for a fact that if you're not following somebody on Instagram and you wind up looking at their story, they whole story, not half of it, but they whole story, is because you searched them out. He had a lot to say about my family, but then he talks about disrespect. And then other people came on the panel and said that he do the same thing to they women. So if we talking about who's a reflection of what you're supposed to be within the community, and y'all asking me not to say nothing and I'm just supposed to be the bigger person, how, Sway?
You are supposed to be the bigger person. Most definitely so. Let me go back and see exactly what he said.
Who's a reflection of what you're supposed to be within the community, and y'all asking me not to say nothing and I'm just supposed to be the bigger person? How, Sway?
That is how you defeat people. I'm gonna tell you who knows how to do that. The brother Marquette Devon. I saw him in a clip today, and there was a Egyptian guy came on, wanted to tell Marquette, "Will you say if I called you a monkey?" and da da da. Marquette had a glass of ice water. He was like, "I would say you're a silly man." And it really did. Just the calmness, just the being the bigger guy made dude look like an utter fool. So yes, these are being the bigger man. Listen, being the bigger man is a crazy weapon that a lot of people, it's something that I have to get better at, right? But I think especially in Anton's prediction, yeah, you're supposed to be the bigger man. Play him like you're the bigger man.
How, Sway? This man, and you wind up looking at their story, they whole story, not half of it, but they whole story is because you searched them out. He had a lot to say about my family, but then he talks about disrespect. And then other people came on the panel and said that he do the same thing to they women. So if we talking about who's a reflection of what you're supposed to be within the community, and y'all asking me not to say nothing and I'm just supposed to be the bigger person, how, Sway?
Somebody said this on the show yesterday. They were talking about, like, if America says they are so superior to white Americans say they're so superior to African Americans, then why is African Americans always in America's head? White America's heads, things like that. So that's why I think, Anton, if you are that superior over him, I think, yeah, it is incumbent upon you to act like he's superior, that you're superior to him. Like, you go back and forth with somebody you know that much superior in. I know I would probably mentally spar with him a little bit, you know what I mean? But if I am that level of superior over him, you're only going to get a certain degree of my attention, right?
How, Sway? This man rage quit. He rage quit.
Hey, listen, that's what I was looking for. My people said, did my comment get deleted? Comment. Listen, that's what Frankie Mac said. Yeah, lions don't argue with sheep. Hey, that's real. That's real. Listen, and the reason that I'm saying that is because I believe that Anton Daniels is worth some millions, I think he's worth some millions. The person who's the reason that I'm out here, he's talk show host, millionaire, multimillionaire, right? There's no way he would never entertain this type of stuff. Ever. He just wouldn't. He just holds himself completely different. Listen, I'm 6'3.5". I tower over him. He's not 6 foot. He's like 5'10", 5'11". And yet, the times I've taken a picture with him or something like that, his power just, it seems like he's 6'3.5" and I'm 5'11". Listen, I know he has a mansion, and his garage has been remodeled into. The bottom part is still a garage, but the top is a penthouse, right? And so I know that I've never seen it, but I know for a fact it's a garage, so there has to be car in it, right? But the main car that he probably still has it. It's like a 2007 300C. This nigga's a multi-millionaire. If you look him up, I think they say he's worth around $25 million. He would never engage in conversation like this with somebody. But it's a little bit different because Anton is on the internet, I guess. But, you know, I still stand on that. Like, if I'm in Anton's position, okay. In Anton's defense, a little bit, this is the arena that Anton is in. When you are a content creator, that is the arena that you're in. So, I see both sides.
Literally rage quit. I let him say everything he wanted to say. You know why I let him say whatever it is that he wanted to say about me?
Shimmy, who you talking about, Anton? You got to be talking about Anton. He is, Stacy. He's building starter homes in different cities. Real talk. Yeah, see? I can't tell Anton what to do, but my personal opinion, I want to see Anton, you know, with these politics and things, it really, really keeps you from seeing a person's soul for real. Like, cause I really want to see who people are. Like when people get involved in these politics, like strong, heavy, it's almost like there's a shield up over them, keeping you from seeing who they really are. And it's like, I don't know. That's why I won't get too heavy in politics. It's like it almost forces you to set trip, to be a part of whatever political party you stand on. And it's hard to see how the impartial side of you, because you're gangbanging. It's what you are. You're gangbanging.
Because it don't mean nothing to me. Because my people know who I am. I'm in every city. Twice a month, at least every other week.
And you know what? In Anton's defense, like, he's a content creator. So he's going to be debating. So I wouldn't go so far as, like, you know, stooping low and things like that, blow for blow things like that. But I see where he's going to have to be doing some back and forth people. I know the late great Kevin Samuels. Yeah, you probably wouldn't catch him calling people dusty and saying I'm so many levels above you, you can't get in there. So I don't know. Everybody moves different.
Again, I take flights to a different city every single weekend.
Hey, listen, Andre, I agree. Some people treat their politics like they're God. I might go for that. Anton punches down too much. That is one of the... Yeah, because, like, me, if I got the money Anton Daniels got, you're only going to be able to get me to go so far with you now. Because if I'm really superior to you, you're not taking me down to your levels. I'm going to control the tempo of where we go, right? I agree. He says KS fried people with the truth, but he never got too far out of composure, which is something that I'm working on personally myself. There is a lot of power in a person who can control himself, right? No matter how crazy the people sound that come up. Hey, eating boogers is high in protein. As redundant, as crazy as it may sound, it shouldn't make you pitch your voice. Yeah, you know what I mean? Self-control is what we should all strive for, most definitely.
People see me in the airport. They see me at the mall. They come to my meetups. They come to the Lapeef Let's Talk shows. And you know what they show? Love. Not one person since I've been on the internet.
I'm going to say this. Some people told me, no, you just didn't know Anton. He's been like this. But when I used to watch Anton on Le Peef, I felt like he was one of us. I didn't this stuff that's going on now with him embracing politics so heavy, it just don't seem the same. It does not seem the same. And that's why I am careful to not submerge myself so heavily into politics. That stuff changes people. Now, again, I don't know Anton personally, so some people said, no, he's been like this. I don't know. But when I would watch him, I used to be able to watch him. Now, there was one thing back then that he said that you can tell. I watched, this was 3 years ago, and it never left me. Where he said, I was like, whoa. The women up there on the on the panel, they said, oh, hold on. That's what it was. That's what it was. So there's a girl. What is her name? She was beautiful. I'm not going to lie. She was Egyptian. And it was said that she was making some derogatory statements about black people online. And Anton them kept inviting her up on the panel, show after show. And the girls went in on her. And they was like, dang, what's her name? It starts with an A, I believe. And the black women were trying to check her. And I think it was justified. But I did see Anton protecting this girl. The girls was like, let her answer for herself, Anton. If she said these things online about black people, it was some racist stuff. I'm not gonna lie, she was very beautiful. It was some racist stuff. And the girls were trying to, get her to stand on business. Like, the things that you said about black people, what was that all about? And if you listen to the girls' justification, it did sound weak. It sounded like a backpedal, right? But Anton jumped in and kind of saved her and said she don't have to explain this and this and that. And the girl, it was Kay, and what's old girl's name? She's fairly attractive. She's yellow. Somebody tell me. She used to be on their show all the time. She had a gap. But those two, they said, Anton, this is a black podcast, and Anton said, this isn't a black. I think Anton is invested in Le Peef Network or something, because the way he made that statement, it was like, he was like, this ain't no black podcast, and and I was like, that's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And then the girl said, well, it caters more to black issues and this and that. So that was the only thing probably I had ever said that made me second guess Anton. But hey, listen, and that's real too, Robert. Robert said there's money in being a black conservative. Some of these black conservatives are paid shields. Yeah, Courtney Michelle, yeah. They got on and me myself personally, I wanted him to let them go and make her justify that, because you guys are treating this girl pretty favorably up here, and I know it was because she was attractive, but yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, I used to be honest, before I used to start seeing this political side of Anton, it was easier for me to watch him. I think we often, black people, we don't show it because we still harm each other in things, but we have a sense of camaraderie. We do have a sense of camaraderie. And when I used to watch the Le Peef Network whenever I could back then, it was easier for me to look at Anton like he was one of us. But it's I don't know. What I see coming across my timeline now, look, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up right now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it up right now. Honey, you. What is it? Instagram? Yeah, that's Instagram. I see him on. My shining star. Let's go. Let's go. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Don't give me trouble. Don't give me trouble. Let me see something. And listen, before it even goes, listen. Before you guys even see this, this is another thing that, like, when you see his facial expressions, I want you guys to see the disgust that it seems. I could be wrong, but it seems like he has some utter disgust for black people. Utter disgust. Watch.
Out of my way in these stores, I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want start looting, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card, as soon as that ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the out. And I'm gonna have one of my cousins with me that'll punch up so hard you gonna think a Jet 2 holiday hit your if you think I ain't gonna walk out that store. And please follow me to that car. If you feeling you ain't gonna make it back to your mother edition at that Walmart store. I'm telling you. You wanna take some link? Like I don't be tech already. Watch this. It's okay.
It's this new movement online amongst ghetto people that are basically saying that they're going to take to Walmart because, for those of you that may not know, Walmart is actually the largest grocer inside of the United States of America, in which they sell about 25% of all groceries. And now our ghetto boos are out here continuing to have children out of wedlock, continuing to depend on the federal government. And now they feel like it's the government's obligation to take care of them. And so what they have declared is that they are now going to start stealing from stores to make sure that they have enough food, and also to ensure that they get what they...
To you bum ass. To you bum ass. That is real. Can't believe I'm crying. I'm so frustrated because why would you do that? Like, why the are you such a bum ass? You can shut up. You shut up. Come and make me shut up. All y'all white mother. Come and make me shut up. All y'all white mother. Yeah, because y'all talking
Listen. Hey, listen. Listen, Anton Daniels, he gonna make, I just coined a new phrase, and that's Anton Daniels. I'm gonna call that the Republican face. Hey, Anton Daniels got that face that you ain't shit. That's the Republican face.
Have you ever seen a city that is more dedicated to destroying itself in modern age than Chicago?
Oh.
I have never witnessed it. We are literally witnessing the implosion of a whole major city. Because this ain't...
Hold on. Is this real? Is he legit on Fox News? Is he on Fox News? Is that an overlay, or is he? Oh no, that's an overlay, I think. Yeah, that's an overlay.
This ain't Bumblebee, Mississippi, or
Okay, he hit that million. Salute to Anton Daniels.
Alicia Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a hoe phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe, though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped. Trapped with Steph.
Hold on. One of my people said, hold on. Yeah, he's been on Fox several times. I swear, when people ask me, a couple of times even tonight, they asked me, what is it about Anton? I said I couldn't. It's hard for me to describe. The only best way for me to say it, he seems like Fox News to me. They said he's been on Fox News a couple of times. He gonna lose himself. He done lost. I mean, that's his life, though. Read this. I've always had Fox News. It's like they are one-sided like a mug. Like they listen. See, me, I'm not held back because I'm very impartial. I just look at things. I don't have a side. I just look at things and assess them for what they are. And Fox News is like, really, it seems racist. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems racist. I could be wrong, though. Let me see something. Where's this at? Where's it at?
PBS News. Ladies, just like the man that likes you. I repeat, just like the man that likes.
What was that? That was Puffy Combs. What was that?
PBS News special report. I'm John Dickerson. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was just sentenced to more than 4 years in prison. The 55-year-old was convicted back in July on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs had pleaded not guilty to all charges and was acquitted of 2 more serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, which would have led to a potential life sentence. Moments before he was sentenced, Combs apologized for his disgusting, shameful, and sick behavior. Those are his characterizations. Our Jerika Duncan is outside the courthouse. Jerika has covered this case from the beginning. Jerika, your thoughts?
This was the most important day of this case, and Combs did give a statement about 12 minutes long where he spoke directly to the court. He talked about being personally responsible and apologized for what happened with his ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and Jane. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and he said moments ago, I want to personally apologize to all of the victims of domestic violence. He said, quote, I hate myself right now. I was stripped to nothing. And when it comes to that video of him beating Cassie, he said, I was sick on drugs. I was out of control. I needed help. I make no excuses. I knew better. But the judge had some very sharp words in response to Combs. He acknowledged that he is trying to do better and told him that he hopes that he continues that, but instantly went into rejecting attempts to characterize what happened as, quote, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He said you abused your power and control you had over women you claimed you had loved. You abused them emotionally and physically. He said the evidence was massive. I was sitting right here, he said. We read it and we saw it. Images of gashes and bruises and broken doors, and I saw it in the video. It was savage. This is according to the judge. This is some of the comments that he made just moments ago in court. Alice Gaynor from WCBS is in the courtroom right now and sending out notes just to give us a sense of what Combs' demeanor is like right now. What is his family reacting to? I also want to note something that the judge mentioned in reference to Jane. She went by the pseudonym Jane, but this was also an ex-girlfriend. He said he referred to the brutal assault of Jane by saying, you kicked down 5 doors in her home, lifted her off the floor by her neck, punched her.
This is all bad, right? And we know that this is bad overall. But here's the thing. Diddy was convicted not for domestic violence, not for being angry, not for drugs, but he was convicted for prostitution, essentially, and going across state lines or bringing people across state lines to have a freak off.
PBS News special report. I'm John.
Dang, I would have liked to see some. I would have liked to see some more of his take on that. Hey, listen. Shout out to Blue Baggins in this situation for supporting the show. I like that observation. I like the videos that he finds to react to, but when this ninja speaks, I get annoyed. I think that's that. I like that observation. I like that observation. I just let me see something. What? I'm gonna just say it like this. I just think this. And stuff like this could cause Anton Daniels to get overly. Let me get rid of this. This right here, what I'm about to say, could cause people like Anton Daniels to get overly harshly judged. But man, we're in such a bad place, man. We're in such a bad place. To where, see, you don't see the Latino community acting like this. Some could say the same things about me when I go in on black community. But you can't listen. I have over like all of my information. You guys know all of my information, all of my clips are attached to solutions and teachings. We are in such a bad place as black people. We just, it feels like you're dogging us out, right? If you are going to condemn the black community, attach some teachings to it. And those teachings should be impartial. Attach some solutions. Let me see something. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I was trying to find it. I wanted to find that clip like, oh, you know what? Let me see. I want to find this for you guys before we end the show. Because I think this is where it's at. Okay, this might be where it's at. I was looking for that clip where he was was talking about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's too long ago, so I don't want to scroll through all of that. I can't find it. It was so long ago. It was when Charlie Kirk first lost his life. He did a few pieces on that. I just think this. I don't think nobody should be trying to force people to love Charlie Kirk or something like that. I think all of that's crazy. But listen, people, we're about to get up out of here. We are definitely not about to do another one of those. Listen, you guys know we did a 6-hour show the other day. Might as well let TikTok open over here because we are out of here. TikTok, I have to ask you guys a question. Why did you guys play us tonight? 30,000 likes for 3 hours. Listen, I appreciate everybody rocking with us. Anybody got any questions or any disagreements with my content before we go, or my ideologies and my viewpoints? I'm bringing people up. Let me drop the link right now. Dude wanted to scrap with Anton. I need a couple of my people in the TikTok to hit us off with one of the galaxies. Support the show with one of the galaxies. We might keep the TikTok going. That's what we're going to start doing. If you guys make up for the lack of likes with the gifts, then we might be able to, keep things going. A couple of my people hit us with the galaxy or the leopard or any of those things. Rock with us like we rock with you. Shout out to Will Fit, my bro. I don't know about that. I don't think Anton that type. I don't think Anton the scrappy type. I could be wrong though. He lived in Detroit. I think he grew up in Detroit. Might have some hands. TV. All right, people. I think we're gonna go ahead and nobody had any questions or anything. Ronzel, I appreciate it. Listen, those of you who are up here on YouTube right now, you guys, before you go, tap the subscribe button and you will always get alerted no matter where you're at. You will always get an alert on your phone when we go live. You know the show's only going to get hotter and hotter, right? Listen, let me say this to everybody up here right now. The show we did yesterday, I'm certain it was the best show we've ever done. It's in the members only. We already converted the members only as $2.99 a month, $2.99 a month. I think yesterday's show, every black person should watch it. That's what I believe. And even if you're white, even whatever, you will get a greater understanding, right? The show is titled How Blacks Take Over America. You can go down and you'll be able to see the thumbnail, but it won't let you watch it unless you subscribe. Subscription is only $2.99, right? Go down. I need you to listen to me, people. I need you to show your kids that video. I need you to show your daughters. I don't care if they're 10 years old. I feel like yesterday was my most important piece of work. I truly feel like that. I can't wait to go back and watch it in its entirety myself, right? So you guys are about to start seeing a lot of our other content. We'll talk that talk then, Holy Ghost. Stop playing with them. We're up out of here, YouTube. Go subscribe to the show. Become a member. And you won't regret it. I'm going to always keep that heat for you. And listen, if we are nothing else, people, we're out of here.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Jukebox question is live.
Shout out to my day one, as we refer to him, the International Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm, I need you to go check out yesterday's show. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about it. Will fit. Hey, TikTok, you know what? Pop them likes off. Let's get those likes up there. We might even hang out. Who knows? Let's go. Tap that screen, people. You ain't got nothing better to do than to rock with your brother.